misfits, one and all, to tonight's Skeptic Bible Study. Joshua cleans house. That's right. Where tonight
Spring
we are
cleaning with Joshua.
Spring cleaning. Spring cleaning. It means everyone's gonna die. Basically. Where we continue the book of Joshua as the man himself genocides 20 kingdoms, as you do.
People need killing, and he's the man to do it.
There's a job out there, and he fulfills that stabbing category. He destroys Anakim, not Arkham Asylum, but Anakim, and the Israelites.
Schmishmalites.
My God. Even in the titles. Kill 33 kings and take their land, which I'm sure...
It's almost like a king for every duke from Genesis. I mean, that's a lot of kings to kill. Were there even that many kings in the world back then?
Why do they need to go into exposition mode? Yes, I mean, they're like, boop, 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 boop. And if we find out one, like actual person...
Every street block had its own king?
Well, there's always like, and then... Do you deny in Egypt was real? And it's like, no, in Egypt was real. It's like, but the toads and frogs that were falling and like, you know, the smearing of the blood and firstborn Egyptian sons and all that.
Turning the water to blood, yeah.
But yes, killings. We kill everybody. Everybody dies. It's a happy ending, except for, you know, the good guys. So won't you join James W. and myself, Amy Newman, as we have a fun time cleaning out everyone's closet. Cleaning out the closet in Joshua. Oh my.
There you go.
What is up, y'all, out there on the internet webs? I don't know how they get it also through those tubes. But
ask your mother.
Ask your mother. This is not your mother's Bible study. In fact, we are a skeptic Bible study. James, we've done over 80 of these, which is kind of crazy.
We still have at least another like 400 to go, so we're making progress.
Well, it's almost like
Hopefully
they decided to jam a whole bunch of books together.
Because if he comes back before we even get to like the Sermon on the Mount, that would be horrible, right?
Exactly. That's where all the good stuff is, I assume. That's what they tell us. Though everyone seems to die on the way there. That's right.
And then after that,
Christian destroys everyone. There's no love like Christian love out there. What is up, Shady? Sending so much love. And what is up, James Wolfe? Cold in Philly.
Is it cold in Philly?
Always sunny in Florida. It is ridiculous. Today was so windy that we lost power and internet multiple times.
Really?
And let me tell you, Mother Nature was coming for us today.
It's a brisk 68 degrees Fahrenheit here.
That is basically my ideal. Like, if I can get anywhere between 60 and 80, that is... I think I try and hide it because, once again, I am ex-Jewish. I stand by this, and I'm an atheist. But I do understand why Jews flock to their ancestral homeland.
Boca?
Florida, yes. I mean, it's great weather. You can just relax and, you know, do some multimedia. I actually have relatives, I do believe, that do multimedia down there. Have a cousin.
Your Uncle Arnie and a finance guy down in Boynton.
Basically does, I think, visual effects or something for the media, the news media. My super chat.
We own the media. Remember that. We own it all.
Right. Own it all. Though I still have college loans for some reason. Oh no! So
you won't have to pay them. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Sending so much love, Shanny. We didn't see a super chat, but we're sending love in there. In fact, we are sending love to everyone out there. If you enjoy the show, please don't forget to like, because it makes the algorithm go woo. Thank you, algorithm. And then follow on Twitch. We actually hit 100 on Twitch. We're going to be doing stuff. I've been fighting so hard in my head between making a Minecraft and a gaming. They're both going to be counter apologetics, no matter which streams we do. But then
counter apologetics.
Well, because no matter what, because I've seen Tom Jump, he does gaming while he does there, but even Matt, if you look at probably not while he does Matt Dillahunty, when he's not on the line, when he's not on something, when he's just on his own personal
gaming,
stream,
right?
He's playing chess or he's doing something. Okay. And so it makes me want to think of something that I could combine. Basically, it's going to be playing a video game, but there's an open StreamYard for anyone that believes that the Earth is young or flat. I feel like those are real. James, can we just take a survey for a second? Doesn't that cover like 60, 70% young and flat people that prescribe to those two things? Because if we include the young, main creationism and all that, and if we include the flat, that's just the rest of also people who believe in young earth creationism.
Basically, almost like the same group.
Exactly.
Very little deviation there. Mental, intellectual simpletons.
Who do arguing about the earth, like the size and shape, and the age of the earth. What a random thing.
Well, I know I told you guys, and if you guys, I know I told you, Amy, but if you guys want a good laugh, if you want to see Tom Jump get broken like he has not been broken in a long, long time. The debate he just did with Ultimated Judeo-Christian, he got so frustrated about halfway through, like Tom Jump basically lost it. He was like, Ultimated broke him. Like
because Ultimated sets atheists up for like the best. It's almost too good, and you're like, don't say that. That makes you sound okay.
So if he's not a troll, I don't know, because so when they start, when he gets ready to read his syllogism, you hear the distinct sound of crickets in the background, as if he had a cricket sound effect going to troll himself. And then Tom Jump's like, what's that sound? Why are there crickets? He's like, oh, I'm outside. You're on mute, Amy.
No, I was I was just making cricket sounds.
He's like, I'm outside. I can go inside if it's too much, but it's just like, okay, all right.
Because he gave a long spiel. And so the fact that there was just natural crickets out there and there was just dead air was, as I said to James, it's his main fan base. Crickets.
There was a point in there where Tom was like trying to he was explaining to him what an assertion is, and he was trying to say, okay, you're making lots of assertions, which is just a statement. You're saying it's true, but you're not providing a foundation for it. You're not giving evidence. You're just asserting that it's true. And so he's like, might not even be wrong. Like you could say, oh, the world is round. That's an assertion. I don't think he realized he was debating a flat earther, because Ultimated just kind of like, oh yeah, sure, yeah.
Well, I mean, if you're already in a personal sexual relationship with God,
is flat
the
earth
age and the size of the earth is so peripheral that you're like, I'm sorry, handies with who now?
At that point, yeah, it's no, we haven't got any super chats in there, Shani. I don't know.
I felt bad. I was trying to type that.
Yeah.
But sending love, Shannon. So if you do get super chats, eventually those will be the main things that we send up there. Thank you so very much.
There we go.
Woo-hoo, with a $2 super chat from Shady.
Thank you so much, Shady.
Let's see it work. Time sending love. Also, just because you're trying to make it rain, and so we're just gonna make it rain. So thank you so very much, Shady.
Thank you.
It helps us support the show and make us even more fun content.
Does.
We have a lot of new fun shows. We have well, I'll keep it up there while I say it. We have James's clip about anti-conspiracy theories coming up. And we have, like I said, I think it's going to be Skeptic Craft. I'm leaning towards Skeptic Craft because I've learned the more specific you make things, oddly enough, you go, oh, I want to be really general so I can do all this. But then, like, the more randomly specific you make things, the more people like it. And so I think it's going to be Skeptic Craft, where we play a game and wait for creationists to just, talk nonsense.
Come on and say silly things, right?
Exactly. Thank you so very much, Shani, for the continued support.
So they talk about the Egyptians flying on their pyramid electric eel-powered spacecrafts.
I'm sorry, electric eel-powered spacecrafts?
Yeah, the pyramids. Remember,
yes.
because Jamie said that that people back then were much smarter than we are today. That they had much more amazing technology than we have. Because, hello, Wesley.
What's up, Wesley? The Vision from Jesus. Open now at Christ Star Us, Valley at Night. Full Moon, Bronze Aura, Starless Night, Curve River, Shared Pit. This almost sounds like poetry. I want you to know this. Like, if I went like, hold on. The Vision from Jesus is open now, Valley at Night. Full Moon, Bronze Aura, Starless Night. Curve River, Square Pit, foot wearing black shoe. White soft cut off, does not bleed a tube. Thank you so very much, Wesley. Welcome on the stream. We're actually about to go into... We have numerous people backstage. We have...
why?
What's up, KCA? Did I ever do even the full... Did we do the full... Do the full... Yes! Also, we're saying hi to all these people because... Not only did some of them share because it was on their mind about the topic, maybe they were talking about Joshua chapters 11 or 12, but because they hit that bell icon, they set it to all. If you were wondering, like, I'm subscribed, why isn't YouTube giving me any of the channels that I like? It's because that bell icon actually needs to be set. And you can see our premieres and join our live streams. Like everyone we've been saying hi to, and we'll keep on saying hi. We'll talk about your comment if you tag us at James W. or Amy Newman. We'll show your comment up on screen if you send us in a super chat. And we are now, I think, I mean, he's been backstage for, we've already been going on for 15 minutes. We do, however, have an 11 trillion year contract, I think, is how long we got him. Hold on.
Again, this conversation is being recorded.
What? All right, that's okay. We're live. Let's do it live. But I have it here. Yes, in very much. Yeah, it says right there. You can see the word 11. And so we have Gilbert Godfrey.
GG. That's Gilbert.
He's apparently our roommate that we are going to spend eternity in the lake of the damned with. And so, Gilbert, can you tell us what we're about to be reading?
Some of you may be new to this abomination of a study. These schmucks begin by reading each episode's chapters along with the annotations on the side for funsies. The hosts are a tiny bit special, so don't mind if they butcher or replace everybody's name with something completely horrible or stupid. However, the gibberish that spews forth from their face holes will still be an attempt at reading this book from cover to cover, which I'm sure has tons of wisdom or an insight on whether we can or cannot put things up our butt. If you have time to waste screaming internet memes at random strangers, then join the Discord. Or scream at them personally at your YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch streams. Finally, don't forget to support these idiots doing more lame shenanigans at Amy Newman's Patreon page. All right, schmucks, back to you.
Woo! Thank you so very much,
That's
Gilbert.
a hard no about the putting things in the butt. Hard
Damn
no.
it.
Yeah,
I had
not.
put in my application. I was waiting for it to be approved.
God didn't just say no, he said hell no.
I do want to send not only love to Gilbert, but Bob Saget, who tends to be our pet on a leash. However, Norm MacDonald, surprisingly in heaven, not because he was a theist, but because he owned a doghouse, which is actually the only classification for getting into heaven. Weirdly enough. And all right, we are going to send love. I see Wesley having fun in chat with palm trees and straight tree trunks.
We
I
really
have the
needed
same
this,
fun.
We really needed this.
I send love to all of our theist creationist brothers and sisters. James, it's the science that I assume it's what it leaks through. But yes, you can support the channel through multiple ways. Through super chats, sending so much love to all of the people who have sent us love. Sending love to Shani one more time. Woo woo!
Thanks,
Boom, boom, boom. Super chats are a way to send in, but also we have Twitch subscribership with Flair. Gotta get Flair. Which sending love to Beamsy. I need to rework because he did a giant gift, which means I really need to make sure that there is so much awesomeness going over at the Twitchosphere because he bought 10 people's subscribership.
That he did. That was really nice.
And so we're sending Twitch into YouTube. We're sending love to Beamsy. And we're also reminding everyone that we have channel membership, which triggers young Earth creationists because they don't tend to like the fact that we have something that evolves. Another thing that they don't like. Evolution.
One of the many things.
One of the many. Namely science.
Amy,
What's up, Skyworks?
What's a woman?
When a man wants to know what a woman... Well, it's
Still,
one of the two sexes.
Amazed how that came up in a...
Along with intersex. Well, yes, that comes up in a hello, how are you doing this morning in most of my political and religious debates. But one of the two sexes along with intersex in animals and plants. However, do you know what doesn't exist, James? I'll give you a hint. It's something. It's close to McDonald's.
Tamarind flavored Fun Dip.
Yes, but no. Also, women don't come from ribs, and so it's like this little subtle thing. I know that neither of us are biologists, but it turns out that you can't form a woman from just
a man's rib.
Speaking or a man's rib, because that's their other apologetic is God just spoke them.
Well, God could do it, right? I mean, God could do anything. We also heard that during the debate. God, you can't question God's magic because he can do anything with magic.
That's right. If you believe in magic. In a young God's heart. But also channel membership. But yes, channel membership with our evolving. What is up, Krish? Hi. When you can't live them, and you can't live without them, you already know. What is up, Norfolk? Sending so much love. Are you trying to say you're like God?
Definitely, BMC. Hey, Skyworks.
What is up, everyone? And like Gilbert said, the best way to help us to support the channel and get some unique perks. And I think like I said, I'm going to tweaka. Might narrow down categories from some of the categories that people were supporter tiers that people were already using. And then make those tiers even better. Just add that much flavor. But the best way to support us is by going to patreon.com/ABNewman and supporting. As well as all of the supporters, we're going to give shout outs and then jump into Joshua chapters 11 and 12. Joshua cleans house, which is a nice way of saying he kills everybody. Kill
them all. Let God sort them out, right?
James, do you like my hug-o-meter?
It shoots roses.
It does. Rose.
Yeah.
I always like people who are pro-family, as in we are pro-ending families. I can feel the family values. Cato Christian. Yes, it's in my sights right now. I can feel it. Yes. Anyway, sending so much love to a poo. Actually, we're going to.
That's a big gun. That's right.
It's a big gun. It's not always about the size. I was gonna say it's not always about the size. However,
kind of.
But it kind of is.
It kind of is, right, Amy?
A little bit. But also sending love. We are sending love to all of our supporters. Speaking of size queens, I really could have no better introduction. The fabulous, the wonderful, and amazing, the one and only Rachel Holen, reminding us
Speaking of size.
that's right. Listen, there's nothing wrong with needing to be this tall to ride, okay, James?
I hear you.
But she reminds us also that the only good slavery is when you are collecting femboys. That tends to be the best type of slavery. But when you're collecting them from the nations around you, when there are villages burning and children crying and women are being leashed behind you, you're probably not the good guy.
Oh, but unless the God of the universe happens to be your God and he says it's okay, then it would be objectively good. Because he says it's okay.
Can I also just say that it consistently underwhelms and then overwhelms my argument, my super villainy argument for God, because people seem to just when theists of the Abrahamic variety first, they scoff at it because I think that we're in the era of superheroes and supervillains. You know, it's the platinum era, I guess, if there was the silver, golden, now we're in platinum. And so, and yet we are talking about, James, tell me if this is not our phrase, but one of theirs. It's called supernatural.
Yeah, metaphysical, supernatural.
And so it feels like it's on the table to see if this person that is supernatural would be a superhero or a supervillain. Doesn't that seem like a fair question?
Kind of.
They have powers. It's making water into wine, walking on it. I do have to say, if you can turn water into wine and you can walk on it, I feel like you'd be able to not only, do your own bar mitzvah, but like your son's. Like, my God, you should go on the road doing magic tricks. And it's water. Now it's wine. It's water. Now it's wine. It's a great year. Manischewitz, get it on. Got something for everybody.
Sprinkling 2022.
I know. No, this is science. We're talking about science. Anyway, sending love to Rachel Holen. Sending love to davegar, reminding us young Earth, flat Earth, young Earth, flat Earth. Oh, I'm going to start saying it as a mantra. It really is. If we got rid of people, I don't want to get rid of them, but if we just cleared house, speaking which, of just like people who we could convince them that the Earth was indeed 4.5 billion and round, like the American education system, overnight, I feel like our STEM degrees would be.
But Amy, I want you to know that radiometric dating doesn't work.
Oh, God.
Because I spent 4 days looking into it, and I discovered in that time that it's all bullshit.
All bullshit.
It's all nonsense. All these scientists spending decades in the field doing research and work, they don't know what they're talking about.
And once again,
we
do not make fun. No longer do we make fun of basket weaving. That is a skill set. University of basement. That's where it all comes from, ladies and gentlemen. 4 days. 4 days. Anyway.
I mean, that's like a doctorate in Dunning-Kruger.
Basically. James, excuse me. I feel like that's just a batch. You have to at least take another 2 more days. But but that's on your way to a
Dunning-Kruger. The less you've spent, maybe the better.
That may also be true. You know what? You may have a point there.
Because as you begin to learn more about a topic, you tend to realize how much more you need to learn about it. You tend to know how much you don't yet know.
That was another thing I talked with the preacher about. I think about just for whatever. I
Think about
guess
the
we
future.
should think about. Well, I think about our episodes. I try to read our chapters, but sometimes I also just think about the conversations that we have.
Think about the
one of the
preacher while
things
you're on the toilet.
that I mean, one of the things that took him back was just how skeptical we are because of how convinced he was. And I think they are. I think they come full throttle thinking that, like, the more convinced I am about this argument, the more they are going to be eventually convinced in Jesus. When it ultimated, all of these arguments just end up sounding, I have Shannon Q on my side.
Well, just
Not smart. Not
Flicker.
smart. It's a nice way of saying.
Who is that other gentleman we talked to? The other theist during that Holen episode. Who is that gentleman?
I have to think because I want to make those with Gizmo into clips.
But, well, I mean, they think that they coming and telling us about hell and the judgment and all these bad things that are going to happen to us, but to get to where we are, to get to the level where we're at right now, you would have had to have gotten over that fear before. If we were still held back by fear into religion, then we never would have gotten to where we're at. So
I think
you have to deal with that. You have to consider it, and you have to, at some point, you have to let go of the fear. And once you let go,
Christ brings a sword.
Yeah, there you go. Christ brings a sword. Once you let go of that fear, and you just decide to deal in reality and not these crazy threats that they have to make, because the only reason they have to make threats is because their evidence is just so bad. It's just so weak that they have to make the alternative just so bad. So you can say, well, oh man, I mean, their evidence is really, really bad. It sucks. But on the other hand, that thing that they say...
I think Pascal's wager keeps them in heavily. Those arguments tend to be almost universally scorned, is the nice way of putting it, by atheists, agnostics, pagans,
people
deists,
have gotten
whatever.
Over their fear. and not to belittle it, it definitely is real. It's Oz talks about how he had to have therapy, had to be in therapy for a time to get over that fear.
Now, because we are out of it, it's easy for me to say it because I never had a fear. I never had a hell. Once again, my mom, who is Jewish, thinks she may go to heaven. So theists are just a la carte anyway. But I can completely
all have their own version of it.
So, like, if hell was real, I would be terrified. The other thing they always bring up is that, like, you just don't want to believe because you want to sin or yada yada yada. It's like, oh, if this guy was real though, and it always a guy with a big schlong, if he was real,
infinite in size,
I would want to know infinite in size, exactly. And apparently the chromosomes are male. I hate to keep on harping on all of that stuff, but it's like,
yes, he has an X and a Y chromosome. He does.
The people who deny genetics, I know
he has
a
nuts.
big old nutsack,
scrotum.
salty too, surprisingly, but it tastes good. Like it's a chocolate salty, like something you'd get for a present. And yet, these people deny almost the vast majority of biology, and so it is like it is a vast. It's a slap in the face with the ball sack we were just talking about.
What we also heard on the thing that Satan, this supernatural, hyper intelligent creature, interacted with God directly. He knew God. But he didn't know that God was omnipotent. So he actually thought his rebellion might work. And then God was like, psych, I'm omnipotent. You can't kill me. Ha ha. Now you're going to pay for trying to. No, I don't believe it. If there was a Satan created, he would have an understanding about the nature of God. He would not have thought that, I could just get a few angels together. We can knock this guy off and take over. No.
It's one of two ways. One, God is a lackey, in which case he's not really a bad guy. He's just doing God's work. Two, Satan is an actual rebel, in which we should be able to join with him and overthrow Yahweh. Because let me tell you, Yahweh sets everything up. The amount of time. Also sending love. Ding, fries a tongue, ding. But also sending love. I see praise I am that I am is in chat. Damn it, I'm sorry. I see Big Bad Mama is in chat. Want to send love to her.
If you saw, I sent to your Discord the page for a movie from like 2000. This movie is called Megiddo, the Omega Code 2.
Vegeta is a creationist.
It's like B movie version of like the end of the world Christian style where Satan takes over the world. It's comically bad. Comically bad.
World as Yahweh knows it.
Yeah, comically bad. This mind-numbingly stupid.
All right, well then it may have to be put in the docker.
It's an actual theatric movie that they spent like $10 million making this movie, and yeah.
And now you're gonna
if
spy
only
yourself
Mystery
again.
Science Theater was around.
And I like to consider ourselves, what would be the word? Because not a replacement, but we're following in the footsteps.
A counterfeit, an imitation.
The Wish version, is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah.
That
a knockoff.
Too. Definitely the knockoff. Listen, ours is we're definitely being made in sweatshops somewhere. However, we hope you enjoy it.
Grey Goose and we're Popoff.
Yes. But as we continue sending love to davegar and Rachel and Senator Cato.
Senator Cato.
Hey-oh, hey-oh. Senator Cato reminds us that the separation of church and state is amazing. I always feel, if you ever see me, if I say, I'll just make it. Senator Cato sending so much love. You ever see me just saying, hey-oh, Cato. We kind of love the separation of church and state because it allows us to just have our own belief or non-belief. And it's never going to be your religion. It's never going to be the Second Baptist. It's going to be the First or the Third Baptist Church. And you know they're heathens and they have it all wrong. And they're not as bad as those dirty atheists, but you don't want them in charge, do you?
Or those nasty Catholics.
My favorite thing is they try and convince us, other people who don't believe, like another denomination isn't Christian, and I'm like, I don't give it. Like they're like, no, don't you understand? The Catholics aren't Christians. You can't. And they get angry. They're like, don't call. I'm like, I don't care. Or the Catholic, or someone will do that.
Do they believe Jesus Christ was the Son of God, born of a virgin who died for their... Well, yeah, they believe all that. Okay.
Exactly. But they think that the Trinity had 3 stars and it glows green. And we think the Trinity has 3 stars and glows light blue. Okay,
what they don't understand is that until like the 1500s, nobody believed the things that they believe. Nobody. Their version of Christianity did not exist. Nobody believed it. It doesn't mean one version is right, wrong. They're both wrong. Okay, but to say that,
Can't all be right, but they can't all be.
but to say they're not Christians, I mean, they were the only game in town for a long, long time. And
Indeed.
yeah, people came along and they decided they had a different take on it. They decided to interpret certain scriptures differently
But James,
and
they
whatever.
handled it extremely cordially. They got together, they worked things out, and I think everything, everything's gonna be fine. Gonna be fine.
I mean, King Henry VIII in England, his Catholic wife, she wasn't able to have a son. He really wanted a son. He wanted a new wife, and the Pope said no, can't do that. And he just said, "Okay, well, suck it. We're gonna do it anyway. We'll become Protestant."
There you go.
Then people who don't accept the king as the head of the Church of England will be, Catherine of Aragon.
Can I ask, James, do you think that it's good to be the king?
I mean,
It's good to be the king.
I guess, yeah. I mean, that man had a cadre of wives. He's in like Hoven territory
biblical.
for wives. Just that most of his were ended up dead. Most of Hoven's are still alive.
So at least a step above Hoven. There you go, Hoven. You can have a moral high ground on something.
Although it's
don't
funny,
commit any
like,
more gravity experiments on that hill.
when King had his second wife, Anne Boleyn, who was convicted of treason was she cheating on him? Probably. Was it with her brother? Probably not. That was kind of just the incest allegation. But he was cheating on, so it's not like he was a loyal husband and she was this harlot. I mean, it was mutual, most likely, but whatever. In her death warrant, when he signed it,
Jesus, this time it's personal.
He out of sympathy, because women convicted of treason were traditionally burnt at the stake, but the king could commute that to beheading, and he really didn't want to see her burned, so he had mercy on her, and they just beheaded her.
Mercy, the shopping website where you can trade. Oh, okay.
No, the other.
Also,
Christian
welcome
mercy.
to the Christian Mercy. Welcome, Mary Moon. What is up? Welcome to the stream. And thank you so very much. We are having a Skeptic Bible Study. We like to think of this as not your mama's Bible study because we tend to be a little bit between PG-13 through R, but we're having fun. We are cleaning up a genocide or two because Joshua, who I always joke is like Moses without a beard because he tends to be a little bit younger.
He's a mosasaur.
Yeah. And so he's just going to be cleaning house tonight, getting rid of the last few kingdoms. And I'm sure everyone will end up happy and cuddled. Everyone will have a smile. Speaking of smiles, sending love to James Wolfe. Woo! We saw him out there. James Wolfe. We howl at the moon. I'm pretty sure it's still night. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. It's night. Which
time
means
change,
I
it gets
can be up.
Daytime earlier, so.
What are your thoughts about daylight saving time, Shane?
Hate it. Worst thing in the world.
It is kind of silly, isn't it?
It's ridiculous.
To me, it's just I don't have strong feelings except for that. To me, it just feels like a pain in the ass. Just to me, it sounds like it's something that used to have something that was effective, but has since lost its effectiveness.
I don't think it was ever really very effective. But down here in Florida, like the narrative down here is like, oh, I wish we would stop changing the times. We should just keep it on daylight savings time. Which is like
Pick
even
one.
worse.
Oh no, you're saying I just want
Well,
one that I can adjust to.
all the retirees down here, look, they don't care when they don't care if now instead of getting up at 6 in the morning, we're actually getting up at 5 in the morning. They don't care. They're retired. They get up whenever they want to get up. So
But the working populace,
yeah,
it's a pain in the
make
ass.
me get up an hour earlier so that in July you can sit on your porch and enjoy the sunset at 9:30 at night. I mean,
I'm not a hard sell. It sounds good to me. And yes, he would never. What? I don't think there's any killing in the Bible, actually.
well,
Pretty sure.
as Praise I Am said, Amy, God is loving, and killing
Loving.
is not loving.
That's my
So
favorite tag.
therefore, God would not have them go out and kill people.
Exactly. I've done this. It is a repeatable tag, but every time that there's just so much love, I have hashtag loving God in all caps as an SEO at the bottom. It's not one of the main ones, but I have it in there because it makes me laugh. And so there it is. Because that's all we get from Christians. Like, I don't know if it's they just have the audacity to say omnibenevolent, all loving. Like, it's not that he's just really loving, super loving, I don't know, super
Or,
loving.
As
But
you always
like,
point out, they'll say maximally loving.
Maximally loving, but
Maximally
and yet
great.
maximally, this is the maximal amount of loving that we sell in the store. And yet I'm always like, can you just get me some like loving? But that's what I always say about powerful. They're always like all powerful, and I'm like, lift the bottle, it's a plastic bottle. It's made out of Jesus knows what, and yet can you lift it? And they're always like, well, God will not be tested. I just want to. God damn it! It's because there's only two emotions: laugh or cry. And so Christ brings the sword. Praise the Lord, your destruction is near.
Christ on a cock. What are you going to do with that? It's just
funny because it's like, we're so happy you're going to be gone soon. Oh my Lord, are you Satan? I'm just watching Satan incarnate. Good to have you, Christ brings the sword. We're doing the Lord's work, I like to think. Sending love to James Wolfe as we howl at the moon. Does actual research as opposed to young Earth creationists. But we love you, young Earth creationists. You should come on the stream. With permission. I'm going to cough. Sometimes I get Satan stuck in there. Thank you so much, James. Thank you so much. We're sending love to Chris Disciple. Sending love to actual theists and creationists with a sense of humor who are amazing and, more importantly, skeptical. We're just looking for people that are actually trying to look at their belief systems. Atheist, theist. Sending love to Chris. Sending love to the entire Skeptic and Ranting community. Sending love to Dale Pastel as we look for empirical evidence. Just a little. Empirical tends to be the one set of evidence that the moment we bring it up, they try to make it be like a conversation stopper, as if we are being rude for saying that our standard of evidence is empirical. Just seems a little odd. Sending love, James Wolfe, sending love, and we have our three commanders of the girl deck of the Skeptic and Ranting community sending so much love. We have the one and only Regos reminding us that we do a Skeptic Bible Study right here. We are talking about Joshua cleaning house. That is right. we are talking about the prophet going around and killing everybody, as does seem to be a little bit of a pattern, James. I mean, like, once, all right, we'll give you a genocide. Who doesn't slaughter an entire group of people? But, like, after you do it the second time, I feel like you have to report it to HR.
Satan doesn't slaughter people like that.
James, Satan doesn't have that very high of a kill count. He's the Lord of all evil. Killing isn't really his thing. Or, that's what they tell us. And so we're talking about God's chosen people. And so after the second time, after you've already been to HR and they've been like, look, we love you. We love the work that you've done, but you just keep on genociding groups of people. If you do it again, we're going to have to let you go. And James, I hate to be the one to have this conversation because you really have this great community culture, this great corporate culture with this person. And yet, if they're just going to go around genociding people, it's hard to work with them.
He's going to go. He'll just go talk to the diversity coordinator because we can't fire the only deity in the company.
It's understandable. We're just going to have to be.
Shani, another super chat there.
Oh, sending so much love. Hey, $2 super chat from Shani711. You ever seen Hellsing Abridged? I know of Hellsing. I have not, and I feel like it's something that is like kind of adjacently on topic, right, to what we're talking about. I love anime though. I'm a big fan of Full Metal Alchemist. And all right, let me put on my really basic bitch hat. Okay, unfortunately. All right, I like Naruto and Dragon Ball Z. I like Death Note. I like all of the animes that people probably say when you expect them to say that they like anime. But I want to watch Hellsing. My niece wants me to watch Hunter x Hunter. If I say it incorrectly, she yells at me, which means I need to watch it probably. But I'll watch Hellsing. Oh, wait, Hellsing Abridged. Isn't the Abridged series the YouTube series that is like, that makes the fun of all of the things? Because I'll watch that also as well. Watch Hellsing and Hellsing Abridged. Thank you so very much, Shani. Thank you so very much for all the love. We probably, I swear, James, we probably are going to have to delineate in our supporter tier, like quick shit, because our housekeepings, and yet we get a lot of good content. I would say there's a lot of good peanut butter in between. But we do have to do cleaning. We're sending love to our Patreons. James, can I ask you a question? Do you think I've ever been diagnosed with ADD?
I heard you might have been, but
I
haven't seen any medical paperwork, so I mean. Yeah. No six-fingered cannibals.
Not yet. What is crazy to me also, just talking about the podcast form is just so cathartic, James. That's why they're so long too. What is so crazy to me is they sit there, talk about myths, and then we have to listen to people who talk about talking snakes. We have to listen to people who believe the giants are real, that dragons are real. That is a literal Dungeons and Dragons campaign. Like, if you have to roll a d20 for your theology, for your day-to-day, something tells me that you're not doing science.
talking snakes on a flat Earth that's 6 days old.
6 days old. What's not to get, James? This is in science. Thank you so much, Regos. We really do appreciate and support you. You are amazing. Maybe we'll make it into a game. The first shout outs here is we'll try and make it in under a minute, and I'll have like my boom, boom. It works in debates.
There you go. Who's next?
You changing? Yes. All right, Matt Deig.
Deig. Thanks, Matt.
Love as we look for theories, not hypotheses. If you say it's just a theory, you should just take a science course. Please, just take a science course. Biology, geology.
I mean, the science, could they move at like too slow of a pace? Because like in a few days on my own, I can learn a whole field of study. Sure. I mean, why would you have to take weeks and weeks to go through? I mean,
the University of Basement.
I
has
could do
an
that
accelerated course
on my couch in my underwear, eating a tub of ice cream. Why would I want to go to a school and have some woke Berkeley graduate, instructing me on science when I can just do that myself?
Exactly, James. Hold on. I have to.
And then they might tell me that something I think isn't wrong or is not supported by evidence. They might challenge my views, and I don't like having my views challenged. I just like to believe what I like to believe.
That's right, James. When I like to say my views, I like them to be able to hit me right back. So I'm like, view, and it hits me right back in the face.
Yeah. Endogenous retroviruses, yeah, totally. Not evidence. No. Of course they're designed. They're designed, of course. It's a design. It's God. He designed it that way.
Endogenous retroviruses is a subject that, once again, the 6,000-year-old. But then the biologists, the people who believe in evolution, sending so much love to Matt Deig, as we once again remember, we have theories, not hypotheses. Well, we had hypotheses. They get turned into working testable theories. And last, but certainly not least, we are sending love to... Oh, he's back there. I was going to say, as we punch away bad watchmaker arguments, but as we send love to Ian Davenport, reminding us that watchmaker arguments are really dumb. Really, really dumb. And if you think that we are on a watch among watches being watched, it sounds watchable, but it's not a theory. Sending love, Ian Davenport.
Like one of those ideas that sounds good, but nobody actually watches the show when it comes out. So.
Yes. Once you go, it sounds like it'll make a good pilot, but once it goes to air, no one watches it. I know. What is up, Titan Uranus? Hello, humans.
Hey, Titan.
Once again, I try not to go political, and yet there's just certain things that I guess trigger me, and it's one of those is the reclaiming of the word woke for negative words when it just means politically active. Jay, I can hear James.
I mean, the meaning has evolved in the colloquial use.
Oh, sure. Well, that's what I mean. That is exactly what I mean. Well, and as I think Bill Burr, this is my second time first time to mention Bill Burr. It was originally,
so you're
so I get one of my free coupon. It was originally meant by people of color and minorities to mean staying politically active. It was taken by, let's say, affluent people who were of a lighter skin color, who wanted to be bougie, and thus it got a denotion that the conservatives then wanted to try and combat, and it lost the original meaning. And so I don't know, it's annoying to me just because the people who are generally anti-woke are very woke, and thus it makes a very A not A, because they tend to be politically active. It's just a pet peeve. And so send in love. Once again, you know, I'm not anti. I think you can actually, you can be anything. That was my one last thing about politics. Is it's just I have never met someone who has had the same political opinions. Like, I just go through my Rolodex of people I've come across in my life, and that tells me something. It tells me that politics is completely opinion. And I'm not saying that people have better opinions. You don't have more educated opinions, that there aren't more. We should value those opinions, actually. It makes me struggle to get a firm grip. It makes me hard to see why my views would make leeway in something when everyone else, let's not call names, his ideas. Okay, not to call her. I think they're having a conversation. Okay, well, I'm just sending love to everybody in there. I'm about to actually, because we've done an hour.
Got it under control.
Yes, I'm going to be right back for 1 second, but I want to just continue. We're about to actually skip into the chapters, but I'm sending love to Titan, Christ Brings the Sword, Shani, Big Band Mama, Norfolk, Ice Van Veen, Krish, what's up, Krish, that's hanging with us. Shani again for sending us all the super chats, actually. Christ Brings the Sword, all the things, everybody. All right. I'm going to come back in a second, and we're going into Joshua chapters 11.
Sounds good. Hope everybody's out there doing well tonight. So we're about to move into our Bible study. We got 2 medium-sized chapters on the menu tonight. Nothing too major. One is a genocide, which is kind of what Joshua's been so far. 1 chapter of genocide, then 1 chapter of exposition. Nothing really important is happening to get ready for, the next genocide. Fun stuff. Then we'll probably come back later in the week. We'll probably be back possibly tomorrow or Thursday. Got a couple videos to look at, couple bad creationist videos that are on the menu that have been we've been waiting to get to. So we're going to get to them. Should be getting to them this week. Then we'll come back on the weekend. Get ready for a college show or something along those lines. Yeah. Maybe one day, Chris, when we can do this full time, I'll do streams on my own channel. But yeah, right now between juggling work and this, it's not enough hours in the day, But hey, we keep growing, and we'll see where we go. Yeah, like Amy says it all the time. I think we're really happy with the community we have. Not the biggest, not the fastest growing, but the people that we do have are great, loyal, and supportive. So I wouldn't trade you guys for anybody. We have actually quite a lot of views for our subscriber count. There are people who have more subscribers than us, but still don't get the number of views that we get. So that helps. We want to feel like we are making a difference, at least being heard. Hey, empathy, respect. Amy just stepped out for a minute. She'll be back though. I'm just keeping keeping the fires at bay till she gets back. But yeah, we got a little bit of a Titan out there praising Satan. That's what Titan is kind of known to do, actually. He's always out there praising Satan. Of course, we're be told that we work for him, so hey, might as well just dive right in, lean into it, Titan. I've heard the responses from artificial intelligence giving the impressions that, oh, sure it does, right, sure. AI is...
what about
Satan.
AI?
Oh, it follows Satan. They're working for Satan.
That makes no sense.
I mean, Satan controls the computers and, you know, the chips from your vaccine that you got chipped with. Well, I mean, you've probably already been chipped since birth. Being,
That's true.
Family of space lizards, but...
True. Funny enough, on the galactic program, all aliens have to be hooked up to estrogen.
Well,
that's the way it is.
Like when I said before, at what point do your parents come in and they have that sit down and, you know, you're told what you are and that the reason we take these Christian babies and put them in blenders so you can drink is so you can maintain your human form. On
your bar or bat mitzvah.
Oh, okay. That's when
it's a rite of passage.
Bring you in. Okay. Yeah.
Generally speaking. But yes, we are about to switch into our first chapter of the night. I'm also going to send the link into the Discords because I can't help myself.
Do it.
But with that, shmoo. During our Skeptic Bible studies, and as you've seen during the show, we try to greet everyone on screen. However, we're looking to pour some water on this dry text. So if you have any specific thoughts, questions, or one-liners read out loud...
How dry is the text, Amy?
Let me tell you. I just want to send love to the Shapiro family out there. I feel like together, them and myself...
Are you offering to help?
We can make it an oasis.
Are you offering to help the Shapiros?
Absolutely. James, I just want you to know that T-girls are like a mixer. That's
going to spice things up a little bit.
Exactly. Take whatever bio guy, bio girl, you can have a few and just mix with your nearest T-girl, T-guy. It just makes a threesome, James.
But can Ben keep his yarmulke on during the threesome?
Oh, he could try.
He could try.
But yes, you can
better have it clipped on tight, huh?
That's right. You never, and I'm not even gonna let you know who's writing who. But you can send in your thoughts, questions, or one-liners, or read them out loud, or we will also show them on the screen with your super chats. They help us support the show, and we'll show props and all sorts of silliness. And yeah, anyway, we try to switch into an open mic at the end of the show. It will probably be
7 in the morning.
It'd probably be 7 in the morning on like Saturday, but we're gonna try and get there. And hey, if this is your first time to the series, you may be asking, James, what version of the Bible are we about to read? Why, what a fantastic question.
Before we begin, I'm going to start by going over the specific Bible we'll be reading, along with some helpful category marks. Categories, you say? Why, yes I do. You see, we're going to be reading from the Skeptic's Annotated Bible, an entire King James Bible lovingly fawned over by a skeptic who decided he would add his own notations. These are little flagpoles of sanity put in use to remind us that, hey, maybe slavery is evil, including categories like absurdity, injustice, and cruelty, but also a good amount of intolerance, contradictions, and conflicts with science or history. That doesn't mean it's not packed full of misogyny, false prophecy, and some questionable biblical family values. Now, we won't skip the good parts that the Bible has, only that these passages seem far fewer in number than any priest or pastor seems to suggest. So without further ado, won't you come join the Skeptic crew?
Woohoo!
Woohoo!
Woohoo! What is up, everyone?
Oh, wow. That is quite an exposition there.
I know. Let me tell you, the Bible only has 2 modes, and that is killing everybody and basically just naming shit.
Boring you to death.
Yes, one or the other. But welcome, everyone, to tonight's episode as we finally get... This is what I mean about we're probably going to be doing... We're going to be cleaning house on Clearing House, just so our supporters can feel like they're getting all of the love. And so, with that, welcome to our Skeptic Bible Study. On the previous episode, the day the sun and moon stood still, we continued the book of Joshua as our newish prophet enslaved the Gibeonites. No,
That's a gibbon?
She's so fantastic at teaching biology. Why would you do that? Then God made the sun and moon stand still, which I assume is the entire visual effects budget of Joshua. Everything else is just going to basically read like boom, bang, stab now. Before we finished with a bunch of more killings via said prophet's hand, as we ourselves wore sunglasses to watch an objectively moral deity in Joshua chapters 9 and 10. In this episode, Joshua cleans house. We continue the book of Joshua as the man himself.
Joshua. Oh.
That's right. We should start. Joshua.
Joshua.
There we go. As the man himself genocides
Joshua.
20 kingdoms. Joshua. Destroys the Arkham Asylum. Anakim. And the Israelites kill 33 kings, but not queens. I get away somehow and take their land because, that's once again hashtag
The rapture. Oh, we have a prediction in chat, Amy. The
Really?
rapture is coming within a year.
A year.
So mark your calendar. So Christ, I want to hear from you after this time next year.
Can
buddy.
we get this on legal script? Can we get a bet going?
The rapture is coming, Amy.
Can we put some of this down? The rapture is coming. The rapture is coming. The rapture is coming. And then nothing ever happens. Smashua. All right. Give me 1 second. And do. Yes, so won't you join James W. and myself as we have a good time cleaning out everyone's closet.
Good morning, Nathius.
What's up, Nathius? Cleaning out this closet in Joshua chapters 11 and 12. And boy, do we have fun. The book of Joshua chapter 11 has some lovely categories here. It has 4 categories that I can count. My browser, however, is about to seemingly come to a rapture. The genocide of 20 kingdoms. And it starts off, of course, They had it coming. They had it coming. They only had Yahweh. They very specifically had Yahweh to blame.
We only had Titan Uranus to blame.
Oh, my. Let me tell you, anuses are also something that is often on the mind of the young Earth creationist.
That and the girl deck.
The girl deck. Mr. McCrane says, when the petty tribal wizard led the hybrids to slaughter their neighbors to prove their chosen people, they were the most powerful god by genocide. Exactly. That is how you prove that you love someone, is by basically genociding an entire group of people. Isn't that what you did basically every time that you had a date, James?
Pretty much.
It's like standard. Yeah. Speaking of sending so much love, and a concentration. I just have Norm Macdonald in the back of my head. Yeah, we're definitely a concentration camp. It was basically us and Anne Frank. It's basically the equivalent right now. I have a heater back here. I'm like drinking cocoa on the side.
And then every hour, the nurse can come in with a new booster for everybody. Okay, line up for your booster shot.
James, don't take the jab. Once you take the jab, you become a zombie and then die. Like my screen here, which I think I'm just going to commit Harry Carey for the audience's sake. Give me a second.
Titan's about to put a squelch on that.
But for everyone's sake, let's. I just wanted to restart it so it doesn't go. I wanted to say a Clockwork Orange, but that's not the right reference. Though I guess you can. It ends up working. One Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I think that's closer. Anyway, the genocide of 20 kingdoms, and of course, it starts off with. James. You can't really. Oh, God damn it. And no, I see this already. We're very open-minded. We're very whatever. What happens is I think people start preaching and start going over TOS or some other stuff. I'm sending you're talking about you're going very Godwin's laws and stuff. I want you to be able to say whatever you want. Just, yes. The amount of people that we come in here going like, I don't know. James, it's nukes. It's nukes. It's one step to nukes. Anyway, we're sending love. Let's the FUCUS. But then they defend this book. This is the book they want to defend. I'm sending you love, though. All our creationists, theists. Come tell us why this is moral. That's what you really should be doing. The genocide. Because, James, it looks like we have a helping of violence. That's what it looks like. A big helping of violence.
I mean, wouldn't be surprised. Wouldn't be the first time we've ran across it, would it?
But not only that, it looks like the fairness is going to be hit over someone's head. It looks like...
I mean... Well, if you're going to be violent, you don't really have to worry about making sure it's fair or just.
Yeah, seems like that scale can be tilted. But not only that, but my, it looks like they're going to be prejudiced too. You're not going to just be violent and unfair, but you're going to be prejudiced. Because, James, don't you kind of want a little bit of in-group, out-group? Wouldn't be fun just to have the in-group. You kind of need that out-group. And speaking of which, this is their favorite thing. Oh, to be soon. Because we are sending so much love. Pseudonym for the $5 super chat. Crazy, but what's the difference between Joshua cleaning house and manifest destiny in American culture? Which is more defendable? All right, well, that is a question to address. Manifest destiny being the fact that in the early American settlers, our institutions told people that you should keep on spreading westward, and that it
our
was kind
destiny
of
to-
our destiny. Yes, it was our
to the
fate.
Pacific.
It was born. It was owed to us that we should move
It was
out and
always
spread
going to
out.
happen.
And generally speaking, that meant doing this to natives as we met them across America. And so that was terrible. I would say that is a genocide. So, well, Manifest Destiny was an ideology. I can't say that. So let's be very specifically. It was a thought process of people trying to go out there, and the genocides that went across there, not good. I will say, oftentimes the genocides were done in the name of, I will say, a very specific good book. They weren't converting them to paganism as they went across the American plain. What's different also subtly, thankfully, is that this one probably didn't take place, or the stories of the genocides, hopefully, like it is where you see a Hollywood movie and it says inspired by a true story, like Cocaine Bear recently. Well, I'm sure God's chosen people, TM, as well as numerous other people of the Lebanons, as well as basically all the Abrahamic people, as well as, unfortunately, a lot of human history, has liked to genocide. The point that we should be doing is to condemn it all, and that we shouldn't be thinking that this is God's chosen word. That's the other thing. I mean, this is not only did it not take place most likely, or is just inspired by genocides, but it's also omnibenevolent. Like this is the maximal good. I don't know. This is the best they could have done. What do you think, James?
It's very contentious politically. It's very complicated issue. I mean, what would the moral thing to do? As soon as they came and saw that there were natives here, should they have just turned the ships back around and never came back? I don't know.
I don't know what the right thing is.
Because anytime you have the clash of cultures, there's going to be conflict. There's going to be,
Sure. There probably were better ways than a lot of the forced conversions, a lot of the things. I'm not saying that natives, that means they can do no harm either. I'm just saying that, I don't know. I'm very happy to be American. I'm very happy with, what it means to be a melting pot now with, what has it become. I'm not trying to make it political.
The morality of,
but it seems
hundreds of years ago.
Well, it is also beside the fact. The Armenian genocide is a genocide. How is it different than here? Well, once again, it's not a Bible study. The Armenian genocide, it's a different part of history. And I think sometimes we flatten history. What we do, is we make everything that happened.
Well, human cultures, there's going to be conflict. There's going to be disagreements, and
sure,
whether religious based or not, that's just the unfortunate part of human history. I would say in the Bible, particularly, it's just what it seems to be like not really like an organic thing. It just seems to be this God just commanding them to go kill these people, as like a God exacting justice or revenge or getting these people back just because. It really doesn't seem like there was an organic reason for them to be over there fighting. Like, what was the root of this conflict? God just told them to go and kill these people?
Most of the people that they hate, if you look at a Dr. Josh, a Pat, many of these people probably were relatives and rival but similar tribes from the Lebanons, and they hate each other for the same reason you listen to the First and the Second Baptist Church hate each other with such a, it's like the people over there, well, of course we all dislike them and distrust them, but oh my God, the people right across the street from me, oh, let me tell you, what is it, the Sigmund coins, the whatever. And so, I mean, the main thrust of why I would say it's different is because this is a different historical document. We're reading the Bible. The Jews and Christians believe that this is the spoken word of a God, that this is the most moral thing to happen. And so if they want to give us the context for it, give us the context. If the context is it's metaphorical and it didn't happen, oh, then my word, just by all means, just tell us that. However, if you are going to treat it as an actual genocide, and I'm not saying you are, pseudonym, because it was great. I'm glad for the question, the support. I'm just saying that as far as we can tell, this is the omnipotent, omnibenevolent, omni-asshole that's telling people to genocide people.
Well, the thing is, you can always find a reason for doing what you want to do anyway. So, like, some Christians, they say, like, oh, well, you don't understand. These people were bad. They were doing bad things. Well, I mean, there's bad things going on in every culture, every country, every place in the world at all times. It doesn't necessarily mean it's justification for an armed force from the outside to come in and kill everybody just because bad, quote, bad things are happening.
And I mean everybody. They kill everybody. But okay, I want to thank you so very much, Pseudonym, for the support, for the question. We are going to go back to the cleaning house. Keep on sending. I just want to send love to Big Bad Mama, who's making me crack up with the freaking comments. You're reminding me of Randolph right now, which is not a bad thing, actually. I love Randolph sitting some of the most tense moments ever, and he's just cracking like puns. Also, I just see Student Dr. Ben posting on social media. You should all be checking out Student Dr. Ben, who is amazing. All right, let's get to it. We're talking about family values because that apparently is what you're going to do in a genocide. Once again, and we're going to watch the Jado family values on display. But I think those are all of our categories, James, and we can get up.
All right.
Oh, that's weird.
We're an hour and a half into it. Let's get this show on the road, Newman.
James, I hate to stop the entire production, but I think there may be a contradiction in the Bible.
That's crazy, Amy. Ask Christ brings the sword about that. He'll tell you no. No conflict. No conflicts at all. Anyway, sending so much love as Christ brings a sword. What a weird name when you think about it. He probably does say that somewhere in there. So what he's saying, I'm not bringing love. I'm here to bring a sword. But let me tell you. Tell somebody to sell their cloak and buy a sword.
Well, not exactly the Jesus that they like to put on napkins. Anyway, the genocide 20 kingdoms. Let's get into the meat. Let's get into the fun. Actually, I'm going to take a sip actually as well. Was sending love everyone who's still hanging with us, and as well Shani as we tuck them in. Good night.
Good night.
Thank you so very much, Jenny. Thank you for joining channel membership
for
and
the
all the super
support.
chat and all the love and everything. And yeah, thank you to the entire Skeptic and Ranting community, to Nathiest and Skyworks and Titan Uranus and Mr. Kren, and even if he's not breaking the TOS, to Christ brings the sword. We're sending love to everybody. I'm taking a sip. Let's do this.
Taken.
The genocide of 20 kingdoms. And you shall not pass. Like a kidney stone, so you're going to have to drink a lot more water, your doctor recommends. When Jasmine, Queen of Hasbro, wow, he's got that much money, had heard those things, that he sent to Moab, Queen of Madonna, and to the king of Shrum, to the king of Shrimp, to the king of Bubba Shrimp, and to the king of Asphalt. Wow, we're getting all of the extremely important kings together.
King of Asphalt.
And yes, well, James, you make fun, but you know, when you and I have to go to work the next morning, just remember, King of Asphalt. And to the king and queens that were on the north defending the walls, and of the plainsmen, the summer children of the Chinnenworth. Your chin is probably worth something. And in the Valley Girls of Southern California, and in the borders of South Dakota on the west. I'm glad that we're actually collecting all the very important kings. And to the Canaanites on the east side and on the west side, to the Amorites. Very important. Also, you notice that the Amorites and the Canaanites, very much direct enemies. And to the Hittites. You will notice the Hittites right there. Listen, James, Hittites have great wings. They always have. I think it's because they fry them. And to the Pizzarites. And to the Jesuits. And I say Jesuits because those seem to be the main villains of every conspiracy theory.
They're up
like, damn you, Jesuits. If it's not the JOOs, then it's the Jesuits. Sometimes it's the Jesuits working with the Jews. Like to think you can put Jews on anything. Matzah, specifically. In the mountains. And to the... I mean, that just looks like Hivites. Get tested. Under Herman Cain, who no longer exists. I'm sorry to say. Natural selection, the Hermanites. Their leader just... That's why you get your shot, James.
In the 999 plan.
The 999. In the land of mitzvah. Oh, what a mitzvah. What's up, Ellie Brown? Welcome. What have we just been saying? Because we have been saying a little bit of nonsense. After word spread about Joshua's genocidal massacres, the surrounding kings united in a coalition to defend themselves. Oh! Yeah, that makes sense. Hey, James, does that sound like you're the good guy if they're like all coming together to try and stop you?
Yeah. You're the savior of the region. What can we say?
Exactly. You're definitely the superhero. And they went out. They're like, listen, we want to get our tan. We've been staying in for 40 years. And they and all their hosts and hostesses, it's okay, we're gender neutral here at Applebee's, with them. There's going to be much people, for most people. Some people are saying all the people. Even as the sand gets between your feet, that is up between your sea in the shore, the seashore, in a multitude, it'll be like,
Was
they'll
that
have
Sally
everything.
sells seashells by the seashore?
I was going to say it, and I knew my brain couldn't reach the end of that sentence, so thank you.
Yeah, there you go.
With horses, they're going to have ponies and chariots.
Well, I mean, they need something to have bestiality with, so.
James, listen, there's not a lot going on in the desert, okay? You got to work with what you got. Also, can I just point out that I didn't know that a pony was different than a horse? It took me a little while. They are. Like, a pony is not just like, a pony was not something that grows out of it. Like, they're bred that way and they'll always be ponies.
No, like a subspecies, or are they a subspecies?
Yeah, they seem to be like their own thing. Artificially selected.
Evolution.
Evolution.
It works.
It's a hell of a thing. Looking at some of the funny things. Christianity is pretty toxic. Just the Jews. Oh my, I'll tell you, one day I would like to do like a sitcom version of the Bible. We'll have to do the hits at that point, but you know. Oh my, I'd like to do a funny
Silly Yahweh always messing things up.
I know. Wouldn't it be funny just to have Yahweh like tripping on a banana peel? Whoa! He's everywhere, but he slipped that time.
All the, auto-generated laughter.
Exactly. But don't have these chariots be iron. Because, yeah. He's allergic, I hear. He's got one allergy.
Then you would be able to make a star.
Yeah, exactly. Which is a claim an actual creationist made. Once again, American education system. And when all these kings and queens, work it girl, were met together, they came all together in a spot. They're like talking, how are we gonna get at this bee? They came and pitched together at the waters of Mormon, which they're like, all right, it's kind of weird that we're meeting with this guy. He thinks that like it's Jesus in space, and we don't even know who Jesus is yet. To fight against Israel.
Shmishmael.
Exactly. But the army sent by the coalition of kingdoms had as many soldiers as there were grains of sand on all the earth's seashores.
Now,
Let me tell you,
I think we can put that to the test.
not only is that a claim, but that's not true. We could just go with that's not real. Like, can you imagine how many people that would be? That would make anyone's computer crash on a simulator.
And trillions.
It people. Just, I know you're not a big video game guy, James.
A black hole of
it would be like, I'm just imagining like Roman soldiers.
Black hole.
Like you're just trying to go up against someone, and you're just like, "Hey, I have a cheat code. You just wait." And then you just input, and just like a few Roman soldiers fall through, and you're like, yes, yes. And then like they keep on falling through, and you're like, okay. And then you're right. Eventually, like a black hole opens in your medieval simulator, and you're just like, abort.
Well, it's like, remember when we watched John Hagee talk about like the end of days, and he's like saying like, oh, there's gonna be a time where 800 million soldiers descend on Jerusalem. It's like, excuse me, how many soldiers is that? 800 million. Do you have any idea how you would ever get that many people? First, why would you need that many people? Hundreds of millions of people. You understand, like, the support, like how you would support that many people. I mean, when Germany invaded Russia with like 2 million people, and their supply lines were like stretched to the bone, they could barely keep their people supplied. Talking about hundreds of millions of people. Why? Why would you even need that many people? Oh, because it's like Lord of the Rings. It'll be epic. No, but it's in that movie I sent you. It's like the Antichrist who is Satan. He's like, oh, he's at Megiddo, and he's like, oh, we have to wait for all the armies to get here. Like, why are you having all the armies come to one place?
But James, you need to understand.
All the armies of the world, Amy, all of them, they all have to go to one place to worship Satan. To worship Satan? Why do we need
James,
armies?
like, the thing is, it's the only way to get like a really killer shot. And so if you could like just hold out for like a second, and then you're all gonna die. I mean, come on.
Need the whole Chinese army, like all 80 million of them? Yeah, all of them. Okay.
So you can die, BT dubs. Like, they are fodder, complete utter fodder. But you're the good guy. Don't worry. Are we orcs? Oh no, you're humans. You're definitely humans. Oh, okay.
When does Gandalf come to save us?
Yes, Skyworks. Is this live? Is this live? On camera? You're on camera. Ironically, ponies are closer to the original wild horses. That would not surprise me. Where were we? Okay, so we're getting so much wonderful seashores on the seashells on the sea. And the Lord, may her name never, ever be taken in vain. Barbaretta.
It's all for her glory. It's all for her.
It really
Give
is.
her the glory she deserves.
I do daily. But the Lord Bob said unto Joshua while he was lifting, he was there trying to get his fit on, be not afraid, because I'm kind of badass. I just kill people. Be not afraid because of them. For tomorrow, about this time, will I deliver a postmate of them up slain before Israel.
Shmishmael.
Let me read that one more time. Tomorrow about this time, I will deliver them all up slain before Israel. If you're not quite understanding the poetic speech here, he about to kill everybody. Everybody?
Yes.
Everybody. Thou shalt whores. Oh, the horses. Whores the horses. And burn. James, I feel like we're going to need a user manual for this. What should we burn their chariots even with?
Cookies?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yes, we should
feathers?
do that. Wait. We should do cookies. Wait a second. I only have dough. Damn it!
You have a sack of quail feathers?
We could try that, but it doesn't feel right either.
You know that funky wig Rachel's got? Like the one with like the... You know what I'm talking about.
The purple one with sprinkles?
Yeah, with like the unicorn like streaks going through it.
Yes.
Definitely.
Okay, exactly. Let's burn that one.
She'll never notice it's missing.
Exactly.
Until she notices.
So. Joshua who is basically Moses without a beard. Because Moses, if you don't know this, is dead. Very much dead. If you think that all the prophets are alive somewhere, don't worry. God
They're
made
at a
sure he
retirement
was
home
dead.
playing shuffleboard.
Yes, no, very much. So Joshua came, oh my, all over, naughty, naughty boy, and all the people of war
Did he have
with him.
permission though?
I don't think he did. What a naughty
He might be
boy.
in trouble.
His war with him. We're going to war against them by the waters of Mormonism. Suddenly. It happened all suddenly. It wasn't like fast. Or it wasn't slow, I'm sorry. It was fast.
I didn't know.
And they fell upon him, but they made it really coy. I'm sorry. Is this you that I'm genociding? Would you like to get a drink later? Oh, I'm sorry. Your ashes now?
Well, we got a dustpan here. We'll just go ahead and sweep you up. There you go.
Exactly. We'll get you a vodka later. All right. We fell upon them. Good. And the Lord Bob, this lovely lady, I meant to make that sound, delivered them into the handy, just get a reach around, of Israel,
Shmishma.
who definitely did really nice things to them in the face. Like, oh my God, they were doing nice things to them. And chased them onto a great Midian.
I mean, if they did it on your flags, you would bitch about that. So I guess you don't really have a leg to stand on.
Listen, you're not supposed to do it on my flags, my bookshelf. Can you just right here? There's real estate, please.
Maybe you put a target. Help them aim. There you go.
Basically a target. Anyway, we went to Mesopotamia. It was great. We vacationed. Should go there. And onto the Hidden Valley Ranch of a mitzvah. It was a wonderful mitzvah. Oh, what a mitzvah.
What
Eastward.
a nice mitzvah.
It's lovely. She spent basically, her entire savings. But, well, that too. What is up, Tinkle Tink? We are up in the dead of night. Truly, the twinkle of, I think it's 3:30 a.m. here. We're having fun, and we are sending love until they left them none remaining. And I think that means basically that everyone turned out okay.
They all got sick and died.
That's weird. Yeah, they must have all gotten sick. I mean, God's chosen people wouldn't have killed them.
Who? The chosen people? Nah.
Never. And Joshua, Moses without a beard, did onto them like he did it on really hard, as the Lord Bob obeyed them and shmade them. He hoed their horses out, which is kind of a weird thing. Also, so spoiler alert for oh my goddess.
Clementine.
I like to eat clementines. I like to eat out clementine. Yes. Nope. The movie Nope. He was hoeing out horses. It was an actual plot line. Because James, is there any chance you're going to watch the movie Nope?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. Well, one of the plot lines in Nope is that one of the guys is he has a decent amount of land, and he is doing shows. He's for a whole bunch of people that come out to the South, come out to like a Texas type of land. I forget the exact location, but he's buying horses. He's buying horses off the main characters. And you don't know why he's buying horses off the main characters, because the main characters, they work in Hollywood, and they basically help Hollywood productions do when they need something in a horse, if it's a Western or something like that.
Oh.
You don't know until the middle of the...
They also provide prop guns for Alec Baldwin?
Yeah, probably. Okay. But you don't know until the middle of the movie that... Spoiler, this is your chance. That the rich guy, the rich tycoon, is feeding the horses to aliens. And that he is baiting this one very specific alien out that it looks like a ship. However, it's an organic ship. That's actually what the alien just looks like on the outside. And so just one of the, there's a fantastic scene where it eventually, of course, it turns on the very expensive guy, and, he gets eaten by the ship. And it's a great movie. Jordan Peele is actually a wonderful storyteller.
What year has this come out at?
It just came out, probably.
It just came out?
Okay. It's called Nope. Because, of course, when you're in a horror movie, you want to go nope. And so no one knew what the movie was about, because, he marveled it. And it was kind of shrouded in what he kind of like M. Night Shyamalan kind of thing. And if you are into aliens, if you're into not only aliens, but great cinematography and that kind of thing, it's a fun movie, because I've never seen that take on an alien before. Now I kind of want to do something like that myself one time. Is that a cat that's scratching?
Most likely.
Cat check. Yes, it is. Come on.
Which one is this?
It's Moonlight. He's giving me kitty kisses.
Moonlight.
I love you too. Come in, get some food, but then shove your butt in. There you go. Now go get food.
Is he hiding from Buttercup?
Yes, he is. Buttercup is probably up somewhere. It's so funny. They wrestle. No other. None of the other ones wrestle. Buttercup can't wrestle with Penelope, though Penelope plays with her. Penelope will play, because she's a queen. Yes, I think even Buttercup is not, and she's not gonna. She tries to play with the dog, but she can't full body tackle the puppers, and then Cooper is so cute just because he generally doesn't care about creatures that are smaller than him. He doesn't bark a lot. He whines a lot. He's so cute when he wants something, but he does not bark a lot at other dogs. However, Buttercup can drive him, because Buttercup goes after his tail. She goes, okay, you may not be my size, but I can find something and make it my rival in my size. And she goes after his tail. But then
make it work.
Exactly. But then with Moonlight, she just full body tackles him. And so they wrestle. But he stays around a lot longer.
Cooper, he's a good boy.
He is a good boy. All of our pets are good. Good boys and girls. Hi, baby boy. Oh my goodness. You want to say hi? You're just gonna eat and then leave. That's all. All I am to you is a love meal. You're so cute. I like to say hi.
Oh, hi, Moonlight. You don't get to see him all the time.
I know. He's such a good boy.
He's a pretty black boy.
He is. boy, but he's curling. I call this the Jello. All right. Go get comfy. Probably sleeping, Mama, Rachel. Oh, and speaking of Buttercup.
Speak of the devil, huh?
Indeed. Do you want to go in or out? Oh, love. Look like you're waking up. Oh my goodness. Cat treat. Oh my, I can't help it, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello, Buttercup.
Say cat intermission because I have to say hi.
They're all coming into the room. One
They're all
after the other.
coming in to say hi.
Hi, Buttercup.
The internet needs more cats. I've heard that this may actually be a new phenomena, and so I wanted to be the first that did it. I think James and myself, we're pioneers.
Trailblazers.
Trailblazers, basically. I did that instead of moving my camera. This is what all the fancy certificates of debt are for. You'll notice. That's why I walk into walls, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, we are going to continue going downwards into Joshua chapter 11 because he is killing everybody. And who
For
doesn't
the
love
glory of God.
James? Everything was good until the Fire Nation attacked.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun. And Joshua, oh, he did something bad. I see it. And Joshua, Moses without a beard, that's right, Joshua, at the time, turned his back. You should never do that in a grappling sport. And took to Hodor and smote the king thereof with the sword.
Smote him.
He smote him. Smote him good. Da-na-na-na-na. He will smote him. For Hazor, before time. Excuse me. Oh my. Sponsored by Gatorade. Brando. It has what plants crave. Was the head of all of the kingdoms. The Kingdom Hearts. Great game. You should all be playing it. What did we just read? So Joshua crippled their horses, burned their chariots, and killed their kings as God commanded. Wow.
Thanks, God.
Yeah, I just realized, not only is it 3:46 a.m. in the night here, but it's 8 a.m. in Australia. We really are in the dead of night. We're in like the true graveyard shift where I'm not sure what part of the world it is actually a decent time for. If it's dinner time for you, someone tell us out there. If it's like this is your like prime time right now, say hi. But it's fascinating to be the graveyard. We are talking Joshua chapter 11. That is James, myself, Gizmo, and Buttercup. As you can see, right, once again, right down here, she is ready to Bible study. All right.
She's bibbling.
And they, oh my, and they smote. Oh, did they smote all of the soul stones that were therein with the edge of the... James, isn't this kind of like a little henchman-y? It just sounds a little like...
I mean, it just sounds that way, right?
Doesn't sound like the good guy. And they smote the souls that were in with the edge of the sword, utterly destroying them. There were not any left to breathe. If you thought you could breathe, nope. And he burnt Hodor with fire. Huh. Yeah.
Again, burning with the fire. It seems to be a theme here.
Yeah, well, I mean, God's like, look, I'm not drowning you. What more do you want? So Joshua's army smote everyone in Hazor with the edge of the sword until there was none remaining. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. That checks out. All right, okay. And all the cities of those kings and queens, girl, and all the kings and queens of them did our prophet Joshua Moses out of beard take. He took them, he toked them, he take them. He'll do whatever you want with them, baby. Except he ended up smoting
And they
them.
will like it, too.
You'll like it. With the edge of the sword and utterly destroyed them. Wow, dramatic.
Totally destroyed.
Naughty. As Moses, Charlton Heston, servant of the Lord Bob, this main lady commanded. But as for the cities, the urban lifestyle where you actually know where to get something to eat and you can actually find a slice of pizza, stood still in their strength. Israel,
Mishmael.
burn none of them, save Hodor. That did Joshua burn. Oh my. And all of the spoil, all of the bling bling of these cities that, you know, where you can actually go to have a good time, and the cattle that we actually need for a Wendy's 4 for $4. Well, the children of the James, you know they're making a new Children of the Corn movie.
I hadn't heard, but I guess I know now.
Yes,
Who's making
yes, yes. I am not sure. I just saw the trailer. Of Israel
Mishmael.
took for a prey upon themselves. For, I feel like the happy cuddlies are about to happen in a second.
Oh, it's going to get lovey-dovey.
Yes, but every man or woman they smote with the edge of the sword until they had cuddled them completely. Oh, God, the cuddle-a-thon was so deep, so long and thick. Neither left any to breathe, which is, that sounds like a cuddle-a-thon. What'd they actually say? They took all the spoils from the cities. Did we read they slaughtered everyone? I think so.
We got to that part.
Okay. They took all the spoils from the cities, including the cattle, but killed all the inhabitants with the edge of the sword, leaving none to breathe. Oh, as you do. James, this is just... What is not objectively moral about this?
It's war poetry.
It's war poetry, exactly. But, at that point, that's admitting it didn't happen, right?
Yeah. They'd be saying it really didn't happen.
I saw something. I need to learn more about Zoroastrianism. The only thing I know is the one aspect that is not a good in my book is where a lot of their version of hell came from. Christianity and Islam borrowed. However, I feel like we need to do an episode on it.
Probably would be good to take a look at it, yeah.
Son loves Skyworks. Ended up kissing my baby girl and then... and now she's going up to take a nap. I don't know why. It's nice and early, or is it late? I don't know. It's one of those. Anyway, we are talking Joshua chapter 11. We're smoting people. We're taking spoils from cities. Apparently, we're just killing everybody. Neither left they any to breathe. Anyway, back to the happiness. As the Lord Bob commanded Charlton Heston, his favorite... Oh, God damn it, I keep on doing it. Thanks. I might if you make me, if you tease me. His favorite slave, his favorite servant. So did Charlton Heston commanded Moses without a beard. So did Moses without a beard, Joshua, as he left nothing undone, especially his knickers, so that all that Barbaretta commanded Moses. Joshua did everything that Moses commanded, leaving nothing undone that God commanded Moses. Oh, that's nice. So
Thanks,
Joshua,
Barbaretta.
Thank you, Barbaretta. You're the nicest god or goddess. So Joshua, or our prophet, took all that land. Take it all, girl. Take it all. The hills, the valleys, the south country, the land of Gohan, the valley that it's just kind of plain, the mountain of Israel,
Mishmael.
and basically that other valley, but it's kind of the same. So Joshua took all the land of the valley of the south. So Joshua took all the land of the south country, all the land of Goshen, the valley of and the plain, and the mountain of Israel. Cool.
Shmishman.
Even from the Mount Hulk. Wow, even? They goeth up to Sir, even onto the...
You've been getting him into this?
I know, I guess so. Even onto... I'm really Balagad for you. I'm Balagad for you getting married. I'm Balagad for you having kids. I'm Balagad for you getting your life together. In the Valley of Lebanon. Go there for vacation.
Thanks, Mr. Batman.
That's right, Mr. Batman. Go with the guys. Have a good time. Under Mount Hermon Cain. And all the kings and queens.
You have a good time, sir.
You have a good time, sir. Repent or perish. And smote them with your mouth. And slew them with whatever other hole you got. What did we just say? So Joshua took all the land of the south country. Oh, I said he took all the land from Huluk to the valley of Lebanon and killed all their kings. Wow, once again, the good guys. Joshua made a war a long time ago with all those kings. And he'll make war with them again.
All over the place, all night long.
Right. This time it's personal. There was not a city that made peace. James, once again, I am a broken record. It's just me saying the same thing over again. But if everyone is not making peace with you, if they have to go and band together to try and defend themselves to survive.
Well, they're evil.
Yeah, exactly. They're the evil guys. Exactly.
Yeah. Trying to escape, God's justice, right?
Exactly. His righteous wrath. Which is also not something a supervillain would say. There was not a city, not a single damn city that made peace with the children of corn of Israel.
Mishmael.
Save
Corn.
the HIVites. Had to get tested. The inhabitants of Gutsic Gibeonites. All other they took into final battle. And they lost. Trust me, they lost. Because it's God, even though sometimes he does lose. For it was the Lord Bob, this lovely lady, Oh, James, I don't even know why we're reading this. This doesn't actually happen in the Bible.
it's fake news, right? It's
fake
fake
news.
scripture. It's not even real.
Exactly. This is just the King James
Only the things atheists read
nonsense.
this.
We're being too literal.
Only
We're
atheists pay attention to this
fundamentalist.
nonsense.
Exactly. James, you're being an atheist fundamentalist.
Because they don't have enough faith to be atheists, right?
Exactly. You need to have more faith. For it was the Lord Bob to harden their hearts, because he wants them to have free will, that they should come everywhere, especially on my Hittites.
He had to harden their hearts, Amy, so that they could have free will. Jeez, what is it with you atheists? I mean,
James, you can't really have free will unless you break it. You know what I mean?
You get it. You just
specifically someone else's. So that he might destroy them utterly. Not like half, because if he destroyed them half, you'd be like walking around. It would be really awkward. It would be like, why did you destroy half of me? Half of my body is scarred. And instead, he just destroys you utterly. So I guess that actually is a little bit nice of him. Yes, instead of, once again, this guy's like a Saw?
a Saw villain, yeah.
Yeah. Keeps on going back to that V word, doesn't it?
A little bit.
Yeah. All right, and they might have
That's just our take on it, though.
Yeah, it's just you atheists. And they might have no favor, no nepotism, but that he might destroy them as he did everyone else, sign Superman, as the Lord Barbaretta commanded Moses. Oh, good. But hey, it's going to come up to a nice happy bit at the end of the chapter. Joshua destroys the Anakim. I mean Arkham Asylum. The Giants. James, you don't know what Arkham Asylum is? But
From
Arkham...
Batman.
Oh, you do? Oh my god, that makes me so happy.
I saw Batman.
Okay. Batman's mainstream, right? Exactly.
You're just assuming I don't. You don't. I know you didn't see Batman, but
listen, lady. Okay. In fairness, come on. You're right though. I shouldn't assume. Also, I can't help it. You should listen to me talking to Rachel. I shouldn't say. I say Rachel. We get into conversations back and forth about canon and silliness back and forth. I'm like, listen, lady. I sometimes forget, just like I know a lot of guys will call everybody dude, I call everybody a lady. Joshua destroys Anakim. And there's only 4 categories again.
Still
just 4 categories.
Kind of light. Not too heavy.
Light. But it's okay because we have more killing. And we like killing. As far as Bible goes. You gotta have sex or violence. Keep people interested. And so we got a scoop of violence. And not only a scoop of violence, but Barbaretta wants to remind you that the scale is not tipped in your fairness.
No? Where's the scale tipped, Amy?
Apparently, it's when 2 angels will be guarding the bridge named Sharush and Ranush.
Oh, okay. That doesn't sound very...
I like how it just gets very canon-y. Because once again, it just starting. It sounds like my angel story when you're just naming things. I just like that I have the Republic of Heaven. Because it's just so on the nose. And yet, who else is going to make us, a town in heaven? No one else is going to delineate different cities and countries. And so, I might as well. And we're going to finally get into violence and prejudice. Why not talk more prejudice? You know what I like very much is that when in the middle of our AMA, I felt like I had everyone the audience captured when I was talking about my stories. I don't feel like it's boring. You know, there's a lot of stories. Maybe if I start getting into meta and start patting myself on the back and just start talking about it,
People seem to like it.
I feel like I got something going on, and so I can't help it. And I just got through I'm on the last point. I'm on 4.3. 4.3. She is so, and I'm still going to say this. I can't help it. Okay. Last thing. And I'm doing spoiler alert for my own thing. But like, because you just had the villain where you had that darkness who is kind of, I hate to say a henchman of someone else, because he would not view himself as a henchman, but he is being used as a tool, kind of, as
doing the Lord's work.
My bigger villain. Yes. And in this chapter, she's about to, if you're reading Harry Potter, it's all about being at the school for magic. And so you get there, I wouldn't say right away, but fairly swiftly you get to Hogwarts. I'm about to introduce her via hologram to like what would be my head woman of Hogwarts, the head magic person.
Yeah.
But then the bigger scene is that she has had itching on her back. And so she learns via the doctor, which is nice to have a doctor. Even though he's an angel, he has no supernatural abilities. He doesn't use any weapons. Nice to just have a doctor on board. He is addicted to gambling and a bunch of other stuff, but he is like, all right, let's take a look at your back, and discovers that, well, your itching is for a reason. You have little nubs growing out. Congratulations. Mazel tov. You are at least half angel. And so you are going through angel puberty. You might be half wingle. I also changed some of the language. I haven't been using wingless anymore. It was so funny because I've been using Diana, angel, and wingle. Because if an angel is a wingless human, or if an angel is a wingful human, and a wingle is a wingless human, then if I'm saying human to mean it'd be redundant. Because to me, an angel is a human. In my stories, they're Homo sapiens.
Yeah, they're just a different path of evolution.
Yes. And so it's almost like as the narrator, I've taken on the slang. And so now it says, I looked over here and I saw a wingle. I looked over here and I saw an angel. Because an angel would be a slang. It's what you would call someone when actually they're a human. They're just people. Okay.
Just people.
Just people. Yeah, well, it's why she can be a half whatever, because someone did the naughty. All right. Speaking of which, family values, right there.
Biblical style.
It's always weird when they're prudes too, because that is what makes children is having sex. We should we shouldn't go crazy, and we should I think there is room for being modest. However, you shouldn't also become, whatever it is that these people become, these sexually obsessed. I hate to use the word deviants, but they always end up becoming the things that they hate. Wow, that's weird. James.
Amy.
And I will say, they do have jetpacks. In my story, jetpacks.
Rock'em sock'em jetpacks.
Because, well, if you would just think, if it was just, that is another story. That is another element that I think separates my story from other angel stories. Because just logistically, if the angels have been flying for thousands of years. Flying is not a new thing to them. And so if you were to go through Enlightenment and the Industrial Revolution, and what would be one of the first few things you would want to be, we'd want to create as an angel? You'd say, I already fly. I want to fly faster. And the way that my angels fly anyway is they glide, they flap, and then they glide. And so all you need to do is have something that propels you forward. That's all that it really needs to do. And so
they fly for real, right? Like they can get lift with their
They
wings.
fly for will, yes. Because of how they have the way that the hollow bones work in the wings, and I fudge it's almost like there are nuggets of the way it works, but then certain things are fudged. A good example of this is that my ring system has, in actual ring system, you probably wouldn't be able to put your house on. They're probably not that big.
Artificial rings, right?
They are not artificial rings.
They're not.
There is the moon got hit with an asteroid that broke the moon in half, and so if you have enough debris, so here is a planet, and here and then a little bit further away you have your moon. If you still have debris in between your moon and your planet, it's a ring. It will hover, and it's not collected, and we see that as a ring. But
remember that movie Elysium, where they had that space station, but it was like circular, and they had like it was almost like a world up there.
So that would also not be a terribly bad idea. I mean, I have a differently artificial thing. What you may be thinking of, they have an artificial, what I call the mirror, which is a ring of satellites that, I probably should have started talking at the end of we're almost at the end of the chat, is a ring of satellites that keeps it so it's double-sided, so that the wingless humans on the surface can't see the angels, which allows it to make a conspiracy be real. So it allows my main character at the very beginning of the story to think that everything's normal. It makes it look like our reality is the reality that we see, because she starts out in a technologically sophisticated for her side of things, because there are places at war with the angels, technically speaking, that don't look like that. And okay, I could go on forever.
You could.
Can I also
we would not
say
finish the chapter.
We would not finish the chapter. It's the last. I keep on saying the last. I feel like it's $1 billion idea, not because, and anyone can say that, just because I feel like it's just an untapped niche. Just it's
nobody's done it before.
It's sci-fi fantasy angels, or I guess there's been many fantasy, but yes, there's no one I think has done this version of it. Yes, and so everyone has done the Lost Family, because I think my main story, if I really think about it, the overarching story is about finding your own family, which is a relatable thing. I mean, if I had to sum up book number 1, it is about a depressed girl, finding what is actually important in life. That is the story. It's not the plot. I've been talking about the plot. The plot has been angels and jetpacks and magic and, secret agents, because one of the main villains is the very G-men, like the Agency of Reconnaissance Knowledge. But the story is never that. The story is why you stay. The plot is what gets you in. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Joshua just there's a contradiction. I think we did say it. There apparently is also not just family values. I can't believe it, James. It's our first time seeing it. There may be a contradiction in the Bible. And all right, Joshua destroys the giants because yes, if you believe in the Bible, some fundamentalist interpretations, you will believe in giants. Because
they all pretty much do. Most of them do.
Comes in layers. It's like a layer onion. It's like, you believe in the rabbi coming back from the dead, but do you believe in the earth being this old? Do you believe in giants and dragons? Do you believe that the earth is flat?
Flying electric eel spaceships.
Spaceships and pyramids. I mean, our ancestors were very intelligent. We always sometimes shit on our ancestors, but they were not intergalactic. Okay. Anyway, Joshua destroys the Anakim. And at the time, Joshua came everywhere. He came so hard that he cut off the Anakims. No more sugar daddy for Anakims. Anakin Walker. From the mountains of Lebron, from Debbie, and Anib Shmabib. And from the mountains of Hey Jude, from all the mountains of Israel, Joshua hugged them really tightly. He hugged those cities so tight that they just ceased to exist. Indeed. There were none of the Anakin Skywalkers left. He kind of did to them what those Anakin Skywalkers did to those young Jedi. Left in the land of the children of the corn of Israel. And in a real place. Look, it's the Gaza Strip, James. Basically, Bible confirmed.
I think it's the West Bank.
Exactly. In Gothbrooks, in Ash Ketchum, they remained. I'm sorry, what did we just read? Let's go one more. So Joshua Shmashua took the whole land, all of it, not some of it, not half of it, whole land, whole bread, according to all of the Lord Bob, this lovely lady, said onto Joshua, onto the real OG, onto Charlton Heston, onto Charlton Heston, and to our new prophet, our Moses without a beard, gave a Mosasaur. The original one-state solution. I know, just kill everybody. What is up, Tim? Gave it for an inheritance onto Israel.
Shmishmael.
According to their divisions.
Yeah, after Joshua killed them all, he didn't hear any complaints from them.
Hold on one more second. By their tribes, and the land rested from war. And yes, let me tell you, I believe in a one-state solution, and that is both sides stop believing in religion and share their toys. But yes, this was probably the other original one-state solution. But yeah, we're about to kick it into the other chapter, and it's almost exposition all the way. This was Joshua chapter 11, and the wisdom was just immense. Absolutely immense. With that, we're going to kick it straight into chapter 12. The book of Joshua, chapter 12. We're sending love out there to everyone that's still having fun with us. Because, actually, James, give me 1 second. I'm gonna be right back, and then this is a
Okay.
shorter chapter, and then we'll kick it into the new one.
We'll kick it into gear. Well, those of you still sticking with us, thanks, guys. It's 4 a.m. where we're at, so we're kind of in between where everybody on our side of the world is going to bed, and everybody on the other side might not be woken up yet. So, yeah, we're still in that we're in that kind of gap time. But we just have one more chapter to go. Then, if anyone wants to come on, we will probably do a short open mic if anyone wants to add anything to the abundant wisdom that we read in the chapter. And yes, Tim, yeah, tribalism. It's what it's all about. Tribalism. Us and there's us and there's them. It's definitely a theme the Bible is not going to give up anytime soon. I'll tell you what. I mean, fortunately, we can take solace that none of this ever actually happened. It was a contrived narrative, but it definitely lets you know what they were thinking when they wrote it. Because they thought this was good. They thought they were writing stuff down that people would want to read about. 8:20 a.m. Where are you, Skyworks? You're in Australia, right? We actually have a lot of Australian viewers. You know, go figure, for a place that some people don't think is even real. The missus woke up. Well, there you go. In the UK. There you go. You can have a nice full English breakfast. Don't forget the baked beans. Which is something we've never really warmed up to in America, but I know the Brits, they love it. Smoking a pancake. Well, there you go, pseudonym. At least somebody's got the right idea. Tell you what, trying to make it through some of these chapters, it can be beans on soggy toast. That's right, Tim. Yeah, trying to make it through some of these chapters, it really puts a strain on you. Even on some of our Christian apologists that come on here sometimes, it seems like they've been partaking a little bit, you know. You almost have to believe some of the crazy stuff that they espouse, but whatever you've got to do to make it work. Bacon and egg bap with lashings of butter and a little seasoning. That sounds like a plan. That sounds like a plan. So there's a chance we'll be back tonight. I haven't talked about it on the scheduling with Amy, but more than likely we'll be back Thursday. And then we'll get ready for the weekend. Beans on toast with a couple bangers. I gotta say, there's not too many places around here that have British food, but there used to be one that I would go to once in a while, and yeah, I actually liked it. The bangers and mash, really good. They had Sunday dinner with the Yorkshire pudding and the black pudding. That was actually, I missed that. It's been a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome
Okay.
back, Amy.
I was listening. Yeah, no surprise that we kind of have a worldwide audience because we are up at basically any time worldwide. And all right.
It's 8 a.m. in Britain.
Woo-hoo. Good morning, everyone, and we are finishing up as we read and start the second chapter tonight of the book of Joshua, chapter 12. We basically just killed everyone. Like, everyone's now dead, and so we're just going to kill the leaders in big exposition mode and unceremoniously just throw the bodies out. You know, objectively moral God, as you do.
Like Captain Pigot, the famous British Navy captain, who, when some of his sailors fell down from the rafters and died, and he just had them ceremoniously thrown overboard. That was
What a nice guy.
before he got mutinied, got killed by his sailors.
But we're looking, this is the random time, as we go into the... Oh, nice. I was about to shill. And yet the cats...
The cats come in, the cats come out.
They have a higher... I don't want to say priority. They of course have a higher priority, but they're higher on the hierarchy here, is what I wanted to say.
Listen, cats, once she starts reading, you guys have to wait till the end of the chapter to go in or out.
Okay, are you looking for this place to sit? Sit here. Yes. Sit. Thinking about it? He's thinking about it.
Is that moonlight?
Black
Moonlight
on.
back?
Exactly. Here's natural camouflage, by the way.
There you go.
And all right. So everyone is basically... the shilling. Oh, yeah. If you enjoy the show, please don't forget to like, follow. Liking going into the algorithm. Because they no longer hide the down button anymore. They no longer show it, I should say.
It's back?
No, they no longer show the down. I wish it would be. I liked it. Because we actually had a pretty good, decent up ratio. If you're not doing non-clickbaity stuff, then,
Like the Christians who post the video like breaking news, scientists questioning evolution, and then you get a documentary from 2004 with Michael Behe talking about his irreducible complexity shit that has been debunked already.
James, do you want to talk about a codon? We can talk about a codon. How about a codon?
They're irreduced complex, Amy.
They are not. But yes, they can keep on saying. 3 A C T G mixes, and you can make whatever you want for biological organisms. Don't tell me I'm just 4 letters. I always get insulted when we're chemical reactions and apes, and they get insulted by a lot.
You mean to tell me that the love I have for my children and for my spouse and everything is all just chemicals fizzing around in my head? Yes? Yeah?
Yes, yeah.
Well, I refuse to believe that. Well, reality is still going to be reality whether you accept it or not. But it's like they think that their refusal to accept reality has any bearing on whether or not it's reality.
Indeed. Science does not care. Reality does not care. And we only care because we love you. But ultimately, we don't care about your beliefs if they don't have evidence. Very much that last asterisk. Please come with evidence. Anyway, let's get back to unceremoniously killing people. Oh, my cat is unceremoniously doing something else. Moonlight's a good boy. Buttercup is like, what the hell is going on?
What the fuck?
What the hell? Oh, my lordy. Okay. Israelites kill 33 kings and take their land. We have a whole bunch of smorgasbord of categories because it's kind of been a theme. And what would be a chapter at this point if we didn't have violence? You know? Just praising my baby.
Praise Buttercup. Praise Buttercup. Praise Moonlight.
Because unlike God, they exist.
Wait, are you saying praise an animal? Oh, Amy, clutch those pearls. That's blasphemy.
Oh my God. I think the other one is more comfortable. You sit in the pink one there. Okay.
Like when T-Jump is like, I don't want to hear any more of your fucking bullshit. And Ultimate, it's like please do not curse. He's like, well, I'm gonna do it fucking more if you keep doing what you're doing. When I say he
find it
T-Jump, he
fascinating that creationists care, the purity culture, about cursing, about giving magic value. I think I try not to overly use curses because I think that if you overly use it, then it loses its effect.
Right.
I think that it has
every other word.
Yes. However, they sometimes have a calming effect. They sometimes have a bonding effect. They're sometimes funny. And so I bleep myself because I think it's funnier. Not because I don't want to say the curse word. I just think that it's funnier saying, instead of saying go fuck yourself, it's go yourself. I just think that's funnier because it makes your brain do a little connection. And so, yeah, but that's just a personal thing. Who knows if I'm right?
Who knows?
I just sit there watching them. It may be just because I sit there watching TV. And I sit them watching sometimes when they're on there and they go bleeping. Bleep, 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 bleep. Yes, here we go. Categories. Violence. Who doesn't love violence? How did she get? She went there very fast. She's no longer there. Now she's there. Violence and then injustice, because that's kind of injustice that Barbaretta likes, unfortunately. She tips her noodles on whatever scale that she would like. I saw Norfolk say only if you pay me in chat, and with no context at all. I just want to say that's actually my business model too. What were we talking about? Anyway,
I don't know. What's the going rate for a young Earth gracious to get kicked in the balls by a tranny?
I was gonna say that seems to be a business model. It's so funny watching him pay money to be debated by skeptics and to read. Like you said it best to me, I think once, is like he must sit there like day in, day out, trying hard, like just freaking no. And it's like so long. And it's just, to me, my example was just you have now put onions and ketchup in the ice cream. Like it may have started with like 23 flavors at a certain point, but like
you just whatever random shit you have in your kitchen, just throwing it in.
And it kills me on the inside because if he is, well, he has to be real. He paid T-Jump again. Does that not say something? What could it? Well, actually, there's three solutions. There's three answers here. It's
T-Jump. He did what I was thinking. T-Jump did the. This is what I was thinking. Like, okay, you try to take it like sentence by sentence, break it down, and figure out what it actually means. Because
I tried to do that,
but like it's like when he started, it's like he wants to have this like 10-minute segment where he just reads the fucking shit out, which is pointless because nobody can follow it. It's all over the place. It's
but
using
also can't have a serious conversation with him because when you begin to rebut any point in the sentence, like I'll give you my prime example. He uses the word awesomely, and like awesomely is how you
biblically
describe which is what did you like get your first JavaScript class and now you're doing / I don't know what the hell is with that
because he didn't used to do. That's a new thing that he added to his repertoire.
Once again, there's probably ketchup and a lot of onions in his ice cream at this point, but what is awesomely? What does awesomely mean? Awesomely doesn't mean anything.
There's so many words that some of them nobody else uses. Like he completely made them up. Like you put it into Google, the only result you'll get is his Patreon page. It's the only place the word has ever been.
But a lot of other creation. Well, I hear precepts do this too. It is like just combinations of words where, listen, ladies and gentlemen, we are not all geniuses. We're not all stupid either. We hear common everyday English going in and out of our noggins. And there are certain points when I listen to a presuppositionalist where it's like whatever language we were speaking gets flipped. And it's like, I know they technically used words that the English language definitely also shares. And yet there's nothing in that sentence anymore that makes any coherent sense. Yes, there's nowhere. It's you're not even wrong.
Yeah, it's just gibberish. It doesn't even mean anything. But that's the thing is like you could tell ultimately he's like, this is my opener. Like you could tell like he just wanted to just read the thing. Like that was like he's been edging to read this thing, and he just sounded like
awesomely
like a kid whose puppy died when T-Jump's like, no, I'm not going to let you. Yeah, like no, I'm not going to give you you don't get an opener. I'm not going to let you sit there and read it. And he's right because no one can follow it. It's all over the place. The appropriate thing to do would be to, instead of just reading it, which nobody can follow, break it down. Okay, let's take the first sentence of it and break that down. What the fuck does it actually mean? And could anybody have said this in a more coherent way or easily understandable way?
Yes.
I mean, there's ways to communicate things, and
But
then
they're
there's
not
ways
trying
to not.
to
Yeah,
convey information.
sound
Trying
technical.
to sound technical.
There you go.
And okay, let's get. I see. Sending love. What's up, Mage Grey Wolf?
Hey,
That's
Tim.
right. Words, just words. And I agree, Tim. Just trying to validate themselves. Keep on tagging us, or saying hi, or saying funny things.
Sometimes
We'll
I
say 'em.
say.
Or sending
Sometimes
in
I
super
say
chats, and we'll show them.
that it's funny sometimes how they speak so much but say so little.
Sure. Well, that is the opposite flip. Because what is the goal that they don't have? Conveying information. That's
Right.
really secondary.
It's actually any useful, helpful information in there is very little. But lots of words.
Lots of words. And so it also makes it very hard for people to rebut, because if you don't have a coherence of what they just said, it puts you in two options. One, you say to yourself, is it me? And so, damn, I'm just such an
I
idiot.
just not understand
Do
this.
I not understand him? Or actually, is it him? In which case, we have to be assholes or bitches and point it out. It's a shitty situation.
Right.
Apologetics. And okay, let's get to the final chapter, the final countdown, because it's so ridiculously exposition-y. And then we'll open to the open mic for any. So if anyone agrees with us, they'll probably have intro outros, and if you disagree with us, it's March, right? We can probably be on for a good month. And unfairness, but also, wow, James, that is true. We need to remind ourselves that with the Bible, we have to keep on laughing. Keeps on tilting.
What else can you do at this point? Laugh or cry.
Laugh or cry, exactly. And so, thank you, Bible, for not being so dry and doing so, making us laugh or cry. And it's been a while since we've seen this, James.
Doesn't come up every show.
But it's often purported by many a young earth creationist. Science. No, really. The Bible's a science textbook.
Or it's not a science textbook. It depends on the context, Amy.
The context. And thank you, Tim. I like to think that I like to just let them explore their own mind out loud, because sometimes it's a little bit different from what's in here. And then hopefully through the Socratic method,
Socratic gangbang.
The Socratic gangbang. Well, it's always a little bit more disarming to ask people what their opinions are. And I also find that it's easy to we hear these arguments so much that the moment we start hearing Pascal's wager, we're just like, it's shitty. Just don't right now. But it may be like the actual reason that is the crux for why they. Yeah. And so I guess just go through the rigmarole with them, and it may.
And we're just like, really? That's what you have, Pascal's wager?
I will say, just a shout out to Randolph Richardson's, which is also taco hosted and also streamed by T-Jumped and J.L. Warren, as well as getting re-uploaded on King Xerxes with Ix and Jack and just so many people, wonderful people. Sending love. We don't have to have holy wars, James. Isn't it a fantastic thing?
You just do it for fun.
Yes. And the lulls. And all right, like this Bible. All right, let's get to it. Let's kill some people. Apparently, biblically speaking.
AC/DC style. Let's do it.
Now these are the kings and queens of the land, which the children of the corn of Israel
Shmishmael.
smote, like really into the ground, really hard, and possess their land cards. They tap their mana land cards. I'm gonna make James play Magic one day. On the other, as I tap the microphone, on the other side of the Jordan Peterson wearing his Michael Jordans toward the rising sun, the house of the rising sun. I wanted to cough. It was stuck in my throat. Wanted to pause it or mute it so it wasn't in your all ears, but it got out eventually, ladies and gentlemen. All right.
We got that done.
Got that girl dick out. All right, we're possessing their land and killing everybody. Good times. James, at least we look good. If there is
Fully
one
decked out.
thing I can say,
Accessorized.
exactly. If there is one complete compliment I can give Jordan Peterson, it's the way he dresses.
I mean, if you feel like you have to, give him a compliment.
Well, I could always enjoy a snappy dresser who accessorizes. I agree with a lot of what he says, possibly elsewise. But, we always got to give daddy points for where they are. Towards the rising sun, very specifically. What did we just read? Here is the list of the kings that the Israelites killed while taking their land. James, isn't it a little bit odd that we're not like a single diplomatic solution going on? Like the first thing just seems to be like slaughter everybody. This is the all-knowing, all-powerful.
Well, remember when they got tricked by the other people and then they just decided to enslave them instead?
Mm-hmm.
Like they made the treaty with them because they thought they were from far away, but they weren't. They were from close by, but they tricked them into not slaughtering them. They just made them their slaves.
Oh,
We couldn't break the treaty and kill them,
nice.
but
yeah, I feel like that's just the objectively moral thing to do.
they are from the nations around us, after all, right?
Yeah, that's right. So might as well. Also, Elvis was a cutie. Just putting that out there. Maybe I've just been, I only have all of the recent movies from all of the things, but from if he was the original femboy, that's what he seems to be.
Elvis?
I also, yes, and I do also like a good karaoke. I'm nothing but a hound dog. Anyway, Simba, king of the Amorites. Oh, Simba, no. Who dwelt in the hash brown. You dwelt somewhere so yummy and ruled from an areola. Got a little weird at the end. Which upon the bank of the river Arin Ra. Oh my gosh. And from the middle of the river. Don't go chasing waterfalls. Just go down the river. And from the half of Gillette Razor or Gilad, where if we're talking about A Handmaid's Tale, which is the capital, I do believe. And everyone's got a shtick, James. Even onto the river, Jabba the Hutt, which is the border of the children of Aman. Oh, by the way, you know that list of kings we're killing?
What about him?
Yeah, Sion, king of the Amorites, right? He's first to go.
He's first to the party.
It's okay. He'll be okay. No, he won't. Oh, I didn't read. And from the plain, not an everything bagel. I just want a plain bagel. The Sea of Chinaroth, lovely town. It's right next to Rehoboth. On the east, and onto the Sea of Plain Bagel. Even the sea salt on the east. Sea salt chips, so the plain bagels and the sea salt chips. The west.
Like a good onion bagel. Those are good.
Okay, I'll take an onion.
Everything I can do in everything.
Hey James, going to get spicy in a different direction.
Raisin.
I was gonna say a cinnamon. See, I don't really like raisin, but I'll take a cinnamon.
I like.
Anyway, Beetlejuice moth, and from the south under asphalt pigs fire.
Huh.
Ash to Pagsva. I used to go there as a kid. It was great. They have roller coasters. But yes, we killed all of them. Boop, boo, 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 boo. Specifically, that king is dead. When this is where he had governance. Anyway, next on the list. And the coast of Og.
We haven't been to Og in a while.
Exactly. I think
Og.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think this was my ex-boyfriend, but I didn't want to didn't want to dox myself and just put it out there. King of Banshin. Oh my God, Banshee from the.
They said Og's bed was like 20 feet long. That's why they think he was a giant.
This tall. Exactly. James, maybe it was just like a guy with a really big schlong, and they just got really confused.
Well, if you were 20 feet tall, Amy, you would probably have a good size. You know. I mean, did you know, Amy, that the whale has a 15-foot long penis?
You know, I feel like if I have a Bill Burr count. Yeah.
And I forgot to mention, though, that Jamie did mention the whale penises during the debate.
He
did. He mentioned it because
my God,
those bones are so the whale can control its penis. I forgot to mention that during the after show.
At Skyworks, it's specifically pronounced House. Also, I'll take a decaf of that.
Yeah, why did the Ultimated work that into his syllogism?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, work that into there, bitch. I'm just kidding, Ultimated. We love you so much.
You see that Jamie? He was a modern day debate like the day after our debate. Did you see that? He was on modern. The guy I debated, Jamie, was on modern day debate. Oh, did you see tomorrow? Just one-on-one versus Mark Reid. That's kind of because no offense to the other debaters, but Mark and Whitsitt, they're both kind of like bare knuckle fighters. They just want to go after each other. So just having them together without there's nobody else for them to talk over or whatever, they could just go at each other. It'll be good. It's
going to be a great debate. You should all check that out. A modern day debate. You should check out our own Mark Reid.
Doesn't get it.
Oh, yes. Unfortunate. All right, maybe boy. And I have two.
You remember when Amy, you asked him you said something about a flat you guys don't have a flat Earth model. And he's like, I have one. My wife.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
Okay, dude, look, we're sure your wife is mega hot, whatever. Good for you. I'm sure she's a 10 out of 10, but
She's 8 out of 8. Would rate great.
yeah.
Okay, now he's in the room for cuddles.
There we go. Hey, he's not camouflaged on that chair.
Ah, exactly.
We can see you, Moonlight.
What's wrong? Hi, my love. My loves, I should say. Hello, baby girl. I'm paying attention to you, too. I can't give too much of one love, because if one sees
They get
one,
jealous?
they 100% get jealous. All of them.
Same thing with my boys. Gizmo
There you go.
and
Isn't that funny?
Ryder. Oh. Ryder will come over, like, nudge his, like, snout in between me and Gizmo, like, if I'm petting Gizmo.
Oh,
He'll be like, you can't pet the cat. Why would you want to pet a cat?
I know. You could be petting me.
Yeah, why would anyone want to pet
Cooper
a
does
cat?
the
I
same
don't
thing.
understand.
Cooper will get upset if he sees us petting the cat
you're-
for too long and you're not petting him. He likes belly rubs.
Oh, don't they ever?
And okay, we're getting back into it, and I'm apparently reading without a chair. So I have now lost both my chairs.
Oh, you're at home on your knees anyway. You're
Exactly. Let me tell you, am I ever? And all right, we're getting into it. And we're going into a coast because we're getting hog. And rained. And I might as well go the real stars of the show anyway. All right. If I move you, oh no, I should stay in between her. She will jump on him and full body tackle him. I'm in a good position actually. I would love to show you Buttercup, but she's actually better over there in her adorableness. All right. And rained in Mount Herman Cain. At least
Make it rain.
It did. It made it rain in Herman Cain. And Sriracha, the town. It's a very spicy town. In all of Banshan in the politics and religion server, on to the border of Geshurites. And the Amalekites. The Massachusetts, who kind of also, they just had a little bit of an accent, and half Gilad from. Look, if we're gonna take over, we're gonna name it Gilad, and I almost went Hunger Games. A little bit different from Hunger Games. We're gonna, just have a handmaid's tale. They're gonna be our maids, so it's gonna be okay. But the border of Simba, king of the prawn hash browns. I thought it was. We'll go with LeBron hash browns. Them did Charlton Heston, the servant of the Lord Barbaretta. This. Oh,
She's okay.
Oh my. You looking for food? You looking for this? Okay. Thank you for my chair back. You are so adorable. Kudo boo boo. Hash browns. Then did Charlton Heston, the slave, that sexy slave of the Lord Bob. And oh, do we love our Lord Bob.
Bob Larson.
Bob Larson, very specifically. And the children of the corn of Israel Smishmael. Well, he kind of smite them. He smite them up and down. And Charlton Ashton, the servant of the Lord Bob, gave it for our possession unto the Dave Reubenites, and the Sad Gadites, and the half-tribe of the Manashavitz wine. That's right, Tim.
Drink a little too much Manashavitz.
Little bit too. It goes right to his head. Now Joshua's just killing everybody. And these are the kings and queens, slay girl, of the country which Joshua, Moses without a beard, and the children of the corn of Israel
Shmishmael.
smote. And just like the children of the corn, oh my God, did they kill everybody. On the side of the Jordan, on the west, though they killed the kids too. On the west, that's probably Baghdad, probably. In the valley of LeBron James, that's where I got my hashtag LeBron right there. I saw one, gave another. Even onto the Mount Horamba.
Even on Mount Halak.
Even on Mount Halak. That's amazing.
Yeah. Wow.
Can I take that?
Thought on Mount Halak.
Also, can I get my Halak to go? Do you mind?
Got to talk to the manager about that.
Damn it. That goeth up to the sir, which Joshua
Smashua?
I don't know. Gave unto the tribes of Israel.
Now. Would you roll over one of their tails?
Oh no, it's not that. They are as you'll hear him get more vocal as she decides to try and play with him.
Moonlight will start making more noise.
Oh yeah. So I'm gonna let him out. She's looking, and there she goes, and she follows him. She's on the prowl.
You chasing him?
Oh, absolutely. She does almost to a T, like a little bit of my stereotype of like she tries to be like a predator, but then she will catch, and she'll be like boop, boop,
yeah,
boop. And it's like that's the one thing where I think Moonlight knows, where I think he only gets really emotive now because of annoyance, because there's only so many times I think, you
can take being tackled.
A kitten can tackle you and you go, okay, I don't think it's gonna kill me. Boom, 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 boom. All right, which Joshua, okay. Gave on to the tribes. Always good to have tribes, James. We like our in-group, out-group. Of Israel.
Shmishmael.
That is right, Catro. Possession. According to their divisions. We're doing it like a pie. If you don't mind, it's going to be like a pizza. And in the mountain cards, oh my God, I could just see the mountain, the wall of exposition coming. Jesus H. Christ.
Yep. A tsunami.
And I didn't even fully take in the last chapter that it said the word giants. Like, it didn't even hint. It said the word giants. What nonsense are we reading? People take this.
It's like at this
as
point,
real.
it's like that's like small potatoes.
I know.
Biblical bullshit.
Anyway,
Like,
in the
we'll just
mountains.
integrate giants into this crazy story
I
about
know.
slaughtering people.
Ain't gonna believe this shit. We'll just test them.
Maybe we can write that they rode in on dragons next.
In the mountains, in the valleys, in the plains and the springs, in the wilderness, in the south countries, the Hittites, the Amorites, the Canaanites, the Pizzarites, the Hivites still get tested, and the Jebusites are going to die. The remnants of the giants. Once again, I mean, just in case you came in late. It's not the annotations. It's not us making fun of it.
Well, partially.
Land of Giants. Absolute nonsense. Anyway, in the valleys and plains, we what did we just read? Og, the king of Banshan, who was among the remnants of the giants. And all right, this is.
Put your goggles on.
So, we are going to send the StreamYard link into chat. For anyone who disagrees with us. If you agree with us, you may have to wait, because we have to at least finish these chapters. Even if you disagree with us, we still have to wait. But let me tell you.
It's basically exposition mode the rest of the way through, so this will be quick.
Yes. We are sending that in there. I'm going to pin it. With that. But let's get to it. Joshua chapter 12. I'm sorry. Who are we going to kill? You mean I've wanted to all my life, but okay. The king of Jericho have won, the king of Ai, which is beside Bethel, won. The king of Jerusalem won. The king of Hebron won. The king of Jermoth won. The king of Lachish won. But the king of Eglon won. The king of Gazer won. The king of Deborah won. The king of Gader won. It wasn't enough. The king of Haba won. The king of Arad won. The king of Liban won. The king of Alban won. If you think I'm making it up, no, that's not really true. This is it. This is really the King James Bible. The king of Makta won. The king of Bethel won. The king of Tapa. Can I have two? Nope, you get one. The king of Hepher won. The king of Apik won. The king of Lasher, if you ask for more, you're gonna get one. The king of Madden won. The king of Hazar won. The king of Shomer won. And the king of Ashtawaka won. But if you like a bonus, this is just for you. The king of Taka won. The king of Magawu just won. The king of Kaddish won. The king of Jocham won. The king of Carmel, oh my gosh, I just won a number. Ooh, one. And if you don't mind, I will take frosting and I'll take sprinkles. The king of Dor and the coast of Dor won. The king of Notions Gilgal won. The king of Trismith won. All the kings 30 and one.
Could we do that again, but just with a little bit more on the base end, just a little bit more? Yeah.
We can do that from the top. But yes, no, James, I feel like if we didn't sing that, are you Jewish or Christian now? I almost was for like a little, was it
You
half
felt
second?
you felt like a theist.
It felt like a half second. There was like a tingle in my somewhere. I don't know if that was God or it may have just been a butt plug. One of
Or,
those.
Gavin and Iron Horse.
Or
down
Gavin or Iron, yes. If you think I made up any one of those, just look at this list of just utter nonsense that can't be verified. But cool. I mean, you killed them
there. A whole
all.
bunch of kings that never lived.
Exactly. But with that, we're about to move into our Skeptic Bible Study roundup, our chapter review. But we're really looking for anyone who disagrees, anyone who, a theist, a creationist, a Christian. Now is your time to join.
Even a Jew. We'll take a Jew.
Take a Jew.
Come and defend it.
Yes, exactly. I would actually a Hasidic, even a conservative, Ben Shapiro, if you'd like to personally join the stream. Anyone out there? There's so many. I'm just holding back. Just let's go right into dude. Woo! That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We
Go in there.
go where we're here. Go where I'm queer. We've been talking the book of Joshua, chapter 11 and 12, the genocide of 20 kingdoms. Once again, James, if you just took a look at our Bible studies in the past few of them, you would think that we were selecting genocides.
It's almost like we're reading the same chapters over and over again.
So if we went out of our way just to put them back to back unfairly to kind of strawman the Bible. And yet, has it just been just chapters and chapters of genocide?
I mean, like the layers of a cake, with like icing and stuff in between. It's just, like a party cheese salad casserole from hell.
Celebrate, everyone's gonna die. Bum 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 ba-dum. But sure, I mean, besides everyone dying, everyone that was left, because they all joined together, they were all like, hey, did you notice that the chosen people just killed like our neighbor to the left and our neighbor to the right? And they're like, yeah, let's band together. And God was like, well, let's have like a dramatic battle and stop that. And they did. And then for a celebration party, they killed giants.
I mean, if God will kill somebody for picking up sticks on the wrong day, I mean, hey.
Why not? And that was Joshua chapter 11. Yeah, if he can kill somebody on the Sabbath, he can, I guess, continue to kill everybody. And he did, because as we moved into Joshua chapter 12, basically after killing all of like the poor young people that go to war, I guess it's finally time to kill the kings.
The cannon fodder,
Yes. And so we went into a long list of people that God just killed. Like a freaking assassin. Like, I don't know if anyone is a fan of Assassin's Creed, but like, you don't even like the very first mission. I mean, I guess we're in chapter 12, but Joshua, let me tell you, buddy. Whew.
Joshua Smashua.
Joshua Shmashua. Moses didn't he didn't take this seemingly as this much ass kicking, but we're in full gear.
Oh yeah.
And that is our chapter review, because that was just one long exposition for 12. And with that, we are going to open it up for like 6 to 7 minutes. You have basically, it should be to 3:30. Yeah, and we want to head out soon. So basically, if you agree with us, probably no go. If you are a creationist, a young earther, or Christian, or something, join the StreamYard link and we'll let you in. But we are probably wrapping up right now.
Unless we get anybody on, yeah. That's
Any other news from you, James?
not really. Yeah. When are we coming back, Amy? We can come back tonight. We can come back Thursday. What do you think?
I have to think. I actually have. My key is crazy to keep us. I think I have at least orientation for class, for teaching. I feel like if I say it too much, it's never gonna. But I have orientation for my job tomorrow.
When does the semester start?
Next month, I do believe.
Okay.
And so I want to make sure that I go to that, and it's in the nighttime. But I may end up releasing your conspiracy clip tomorrow.
Okay.
Continuing on figuring out how to get more clips, more shenanigans, and evil shenanigans. Have you ever played Minecraft, James?
Have I? Yes, for about an hour of my life.
Okay, that was about the answer that I expected, and it had less resentment in your voice than I also expected.
Yeah, I mean, you just walk around knocking shit over to get.
This is what I imagine.
Shit.
You playing Minecraft. Okay, I have the sword. How do I shove it into my brain, and so I don't have to play this game anymore? But what?
Trying to figure out what the fuck am I supposed to be doing exactly? What is even the point of this?
I know what I'm gonna do, and it's always the same thing. And I'll play with Rachel while she listens to me get yelled at by creationists. The Rachel says, "Let me at him," so we'll see.
She wants to start taking them.
She wants to start.
She should take on Goldie. That would be amazing.
Oh my goodness!
Remember the horror?
Those people disappear. Like Goldie, if you're out there, I'm sending love. But it's always just so funny how those people just seem to disappear. Like
they can't take the heat for very long.
They don't have the endurance because they're not in it to like debate. They're in it to like make people feel bad, and that's just like it doesn't have longevity. Eventually, you get a different. You get something else. But they're taking blows
as they're doing that, and actually, that kind of stings them a little bit.
Well, that too. Can I say that is? Thank you for saying that. Because if you just respond, it allows them to just do like punches. But in my opinion, I like to say it and throw a punch, and say it, or take it and take a punch, take it and throw a punch, which in my own way tends to be respond and ask a question, respond and ask a question. Right. If they say something stupid, respond and make a joke. Because then they've done something stupid. Generally speaking,
people are like, "What happened to little Pee-Pee? Where's he gone? He's not hardly around anymore." And just remember, like how smug and condescending, and like, he's got that mentality that he always put forward. But I mean, I think it was just going in these debates and just getting your ass kicked, but having to put on a smiley face and act like you won, like you kicked ass after a while. That I think that takes a toll on you mentally, and yeah.
And I agree. I also am very much of a fan. Some people, some creationists say I'm mean. I always say I think that, I am nice to people who are nice. And I always say I'm playfully mean to people who are mean. I get upset. I think we're all humans. But
as you've said, you're typically meaner in chat than you are.
yes. Well, I think things are also interpreted meaner because it's hard to
That's true.
be playful and be like, it's just in chat, it's almost always read like the documenter at a court hearing where it's like, and she said that her ass was bigger than the express train. And you're like, I know, but like, I was like,
that ass is too fat. That ass is too fat. Whoop, whoop. Pull over. That ass is too fat.
What's up, Marcos? What's up, everyone that's been hanging? Monstrosity, a tenacity. I can't rhyme anything without making up other words. Phenocity, velocity. We're about to be heading. I'm gonna do my favor. That's how you know this is truly the end of the. Had another meeting today, which was great. I keep on having
prospective client.
Great, exact. Yes, and it always just feels nice to feel like I'm getting the fancy certificates of debt and then the expertise that you and I have both been gaining, just to utilize all that and help people continue to go up. How come you're not on Discord? Because I'm in streamer mode. I mean, you could have joined here.
What's the percentage of people who don't believe in the supernatural? I mean, I don't know. That's a good question. What do you think, Amy?
What's the percent of the people who don't believe in the supernatural? That depends on the country. Unfortunately, the people in the United States.
Define supernatural.
All right, what are we going on here? We're going on here, and the Kenobi. Looks like the normal stuff. Who are you, Marcos? Is it just the PNR server, the politics server, a pending?
There definitely is a lot of superstition.
They're asking you're asking my height. Politics. I'm on the politics server. That is true.
You're
sending love to the
tall.
politics server.
You're pretty tall.
I am. Well, I always get weird when they start asking these type of questions because I openly give out all this information, but when they start asking certain questions, it's always like, oh, and you're here and you're where, and I could fill out this form that I'm answering here. I am a former.
You're pretty tall.
I am. I am a former Jewish person, and you're going to say you're ethnically Jewish, though, and I'm going to say I'm Ashkenazi atheist, and you're going to, yes, but I love you.
Jewish, yeah.
I Jew, and it goes back. Boop 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 boop. You can never leave. I get it, but I'm sending love. Oh, Marcos is Jewish, so they're probably actually fair. Or fair. They're saying fair play, so I fair. Sending so much love. Trying to think. Oh, I didn't send it out.
Send what out?
The
The
Fiver.
Fiver.
That is my captain. I will say I like Jewish people because many of them are secular.
Most of them.
If you even look at someone like Ben Shapiro, as much as I go all over him, and I could talk about his politics, he, for what it's worth, lives probably a very secular life.
Not a religious zealot.
Well, I can just imagine he goes home and drinks a latte, which is, it is much harder to get that if you are wearing a burqa. Now, you can drink coffee, I guess, because coffee's coming from the Middle East. But a lot of, I just always get, it is always weird to me, the complete clothes change when you have people like in Dawahis with Muslims who will just...
The uniform.
Yes. I would keep on looking. I can't help it. I was looking for comments. I'm sending love to chat. All right. There's only so much we can squeeze. It's actually about to be 6 a.m. So we are sending love.
Up to 5:30, yeah.
Exactly. I'm trying to think if I have anything else. I hope that you all enjoyed this Skeptic Bible Study. Oh, they didn't say the Fiver thing. I put it in chat and I didn't do it. I do hope you enjoyed the Skeptic Bible thing. But I think what I'm going to do is make something like the higher tiers have access to the Talk Skeptic to me and see if we can get people to kind of delineate. But you have access to Talk Skeptic to me as a Patreon, as a channel member, as a Twitch subscriber. We want to help you just get your expertise out to the community. So come contact James or myself on Discord chat, on the emails. But I also with Gizmo, I have a way of producing you right down there on Fiverr. And I can help you get all of the graphics, all of the animations and songs and everything you need, as well as script writing to help produce you and get your podcast up or your show launched, promoted, or moved in the direction of monetization. And keyword, you can also buy subs. To anyone, there's like free advice. Has to roll up your sleeves a little bit and make content. It's like this crazy thing. Sending so much love. And okay, I think that's enough shilling and the tilling. With that, I hope you all had a fantastic time on this Skeptic Bible Study. Joshua Cleans House, where we continued the book of Joshua as the man, the myth, the legend himself genocided 20 kingdoms. Whew, James, he's busy. Places to be, people to kill.
He's getting shit done.
He destroyed Arkham Asylum, I'm pretty sure. Anakim. And the Israelites killed all 33 kings and took their land. Doesn't sound like that will ever have any political positions at all when God just says, take people's lands. Anyway, religion. Once again, actually, just give me one more.
All right, go ahead.
Because wouldn't it just release all, not all, oh my God, let me paint with this. just such a giant amount of our problems. They think they smash the deepest minds and brains. We make jokes. Oh yeah, it'll be over when they make the Israeli-Palestinian agreement. You know what would actually do that? None of the religions existing anymore. If they all just stop believing in their special friend, now I'm not saying it would go away overnight or it wouldn't be easy, but let me tell you what is the main lever on that holy war.
Certainly a big part of it. Keeping it going, pushing it.
I mean, land is generally when almost all wars are over, but if you want to know why that specific land is being fought over.
Otherwise, it's not really a worthwhile piece of land. Otherwise,
Desert.
yeah.
Fucking desert. It kills me on the inside.
To fight over
Florida.
that.
Go to Florida. James, we've come full circle at least, right?
We're back to Florida.
All right. So, we hope you had a good time with James W. and myself, as Amy Newman, as we had a fun time cleaning out our closet in Joshua. In fact, I want to thank my co-host, James W., along with all of the amazing people in chat, especially the people that stuck around with us, had so much fun. Gilbert for, of course, being our roommate, being our sponsor, basically our mascot at this point, as well as all of the amazing mods that make our stream so great, as well as the lifeblood, the truly lovely...
Thanks, Tinkle. Tink.
Thank you so much, Tinkle Tink. And of course, lovely viewers like you.
You guys keep us going.
Exactly. If you enjoy the show, you don't have to, but it shows the algorithm that you like this type of content and the SEO that gives most of that up down there. It helps us out by getting us out in the interwebs and getting us a bigger audience, just like sharing the stream, the podcast, the show does on the different platforms, especially if you are in a debate with that family, the family, friend, or of course, someone you are in a debate with. Night, Tim. We hope we got to tuck you in. And we hope that those on the Twitch are enjoying this. You can follow on Twitch. You can even become a subscriber on there and get some flair. Or subscribe on YouTube and become a channel member with our evolving badge system. By hitting that bell icon also reminds you how to get reminders on how to join our live stream and become a part of this community, the Skeptic and Ranting. Like Tim was saying, Tim and surrounded by Keith and Skyworks and Tinkle Tink and Marcos and so many wonderful people. We wish you so, Ellie Brown and everyone in the Skeptic and Ranting community and Skyworks and love, love, love. We are sending you love, which is what that bell icon does. Well, you can also find all of our channel members, Twitch subscribers, and Patreons. One of the best ways to help us in the description below. If you are a supporter 2 of 3, you become Lieutenant of the Girl Deck, which helps you become amazing. Dun, 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 dun. However, we will also do a PSA. Emojis cannot exorcise demons. I don't know, from one channel to another. So
Oh,
thanks
well,
so
look who
much.
just showed up at the end there. Hey, Pat and James Wolfe.
Really,
Good to see both of you
Benji?
guys.
Woo! Welcome.
We are just
up.
signing off, guys.
Yeah, well, they're probably just waking up or doing something relevant and productive, and we are about to. I think I said it was day. It's about to become. We're getting closer to, or it was nighttime originally. We're getting to day.
Someone's gonna be up in like 30
But
minutes.
if you would like to know what you missed, everyone died. Just everyone. Yep, everyone. Long list. Here we go, right there. Oh, let me just share one more. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Isn't it great? Just all these people that died. Boop, 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 boop,
Sure, they all deserved it.
boop. Exactly. I'm sure they all had it coming. They had it coming. They only had very specifically Yahweh and Joshua to blame. I'm sure they'll be fine. They'll be good. They'll walk it off. Probably.
They should.
But I hope that you all had a good time on this episode of 81, baby, of our Skeptic Bible Study. Joshua cleans house. Like I said, I want to thank my co-host James W. as well as all of the amazing
Thanks,
people
Newman.
out there. I want to thank our subscribers, our viewers, our Patreons, our followers, our everyone. You out there. I love you, and we.
You know the
hope
thing, you guys.
You know the thing. Our Discord is opening up in the description below. Go check it out if you'd like to have even more fun in the after show. You could finally help us make even more fun by going to our Patreon at patreon.com.
Help us defeat Corn Pop.
That's true. Help us to defeat nonsense. Help us to defeat religion and, well, yeah, actually, I said that I was almost going to correct myself. I said the right thing because it's not religious people. We love religious people. It's just that religion. We're trying to get rid of
The nonsense
superstition.
they spew. Yeah.
Yes, and so go to patreon.com/Amy Newman. I am Amy Newman, and we will see you all in the next episode of Skeptic Ball Z. Good
Good night,
night,
y'all.
everyone. Mwah.